No, I'm just kidding. It's 192. I hope that the audio comes out clear this time. We will find out. Actually, even though we're on the stream real quick, I'm going to do a little test. You guys get to see a part of this just to make sure.
Behind the scenes look.
Yeah, behind the scenes. I know y'all hearing that. Everybody give it a little talk. Hey, Brent.
Hey, I do hear.
Wow. Pretty intense. We're going to save all that.
Behind the scenes. This is how behind the scenes work.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I'm starting to hear that crackling, but it didn't stay last time. So, I mean, as long as we can hear all of us, I think we're good. Yeah. It is what it is. Guys, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
All right. And Yo, and hello and welcome to the 192nd episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go up for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning HD, where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are now streaming live every Tuesday at 7:50 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/GameSpeakPodcast if you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at GameSpeakPodcast.com, where we need you to subscribe to our official newsletter so we can make sure you never miss an episode. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcasts to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Al-Jafra, alongside Brent Biscuit Bass.
What up?
You know what's up. We were just here in the studio, well, not live, but we were in the studio. We just unboxed a very special box.
Oh, my God. The ultimate box.
Yeah, the Xbox Series.
God.
X. Yeah, so my Series X came in. We just unboxed it.
We got the box still right here.
Yeah, if you want to see in the video, you can see it. But also,
little sneak peek for you.
By the time you're listening to this, you can go over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/createforsanity, and you can watch our high def unboxing of the Series
Fully
X.
HD.
Yeah, it's 120 frames per second. No, I'm just kidding. 4K.
It'll look great on your Xbox One X.
The camera work is exceptional.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Devin over there.
Devin on the sticks, as usual.
Yeah, Devin on the sticks. So yeah, I got to get used to introducing you. That's horrible of me as a host. I forget to be like, our new and
I think that's the best part is like the spontaneously.
I just come in when I come in.
Yeah, he just comes in when he comes in,
Who's this?
I need no introduction.
It's gonna give it to you.
It's Plim. Can you read that name for me, Devin? Mr. Sticks.
Oh, PMSIA.
Pianosiah. Is that like
PM3 SSIH?
I'm gonna assume it's something phallic. Series X gonna give it to you. Yeah.
Pin 15. Yeah.
Nice and good.
Pin 50. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. But yes. It definitely gave it to us, and you'll be able to see it give it to us.
Yes.
On
YouTube.
On YouTube. Anyways, so Brent, what have you been doing this week?
Oh man, dude, just not a lot. I've been watching American Horror Story. They put the 80s American Horror Story on Netflix.
I forgot that show came out in the 80s.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
That's not true, is it?
Didn't happen in the 80s. Yeah,
pretty far off the mark.
That's Pie Messiah.
Hey, what up, Pie Messiah?
Okay.
I love pie.
Oh.
He switched his name up to.
No, he just spaced it for us.
Oh,
he
okay,
or she
okay.
just spaced it for us.
No, it's Pie. It's Pie. It's Aaron Alonzi Jonesy.
Oh.
Yeah. He switched his name up on the thing.
Oh.
Pulled a sneaky one out.
How you just gonna switch up on us like that? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, Brent, continue. American Horror Story.
American Horror Story. Oh yeah.
Filmed in the 80s.
Sorry, got a little distracted there. No, American Horror Story, 1984. It's the first 5 episodes are like the best of any American Horror Story, and then it's kind of like they were just like, all right, what the fuck do we do now? And then they just got really confusing and kind of devolved into fucking like ridiculousness. But like the first 5 episodes were really, really good.
Well,
It's definitely worth watching. It just gets ridiculous at the end.
what by ridiculous do you mean just convoluted or
I mean,
what?
it starts out like a fucking traditional dope slasher film for like 5 episodes. Like there's just like murderers going around slashing each other up and doing all kinds of crazy shit. It's like,
Oh, because it's in the 80s?
yeah.
So it goes
but
for
then
like
they kill everybody and then they're like, okay, what do we do now? And so they like start going off this weird ghost plot line and like a bunch of other weird shit like that doesn't really fit with the tone they were trying to set in the first few episodes. I don't know.
That's lame. They should have just ended it.
I just feel like it started really good and then it ended really weakly.
Ah.
But it also was still one of the better seasons of American Horror Story just because it was fun to watch. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. I did not watch any shows this week. Actually, I got a crock pot. I'm just going to throw that out there.
boy.
I've been cooking in the crock pot.
You been doing chicken?
No, I actually made a pot roast, which was really, really good.
Bro, you should
Like-
do some chicken. It's so easy, bro.
Oh, I'm going to do chicken. I bought it for that specifically.
Oh, hell yeah.
But my client was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna give you this book with these amazing recipes," and like, she's like my surrogate grandmother, and then she like gave me like all these recipes she's made, and she's like, "You got to try my pot roast," and I was like, "Okay." I went home, made it, thinking I was gonna screw it up. I'm telling you, this was the most tender, juiciest pot roast I've ever had in my life. It was so good.
The magic of the crock pot.
Oh
You
yeah,
know that?
dude. I'm gonna do the salsa chicken for this week. Oh, dude.
That sounds really good.
Dude. Yeah, so
But even if you just get like a whole chicken and just put it in the crock pot with like a bunch of baby carrots or some shit.
oh yeah, it's
off
still
the
coming
chain.
out. It's
Yeah.
coming out fire, dude.
Yeah.
The crock pot, I got it for $8 because it was Walmart was Target were doing like their Black Friday like early thing, you know, so like they're doing like 4 days out of the month for Black Friday where they just kind of we're doing deals on this day and this day and this day. So I got it. It's normally $30. I got it for $8.
You know, Aaron was telling me that he got a freaking 4K TV from Best Buy for $150, like a 50-inch TV, and I think it's one of those with like the shit built in, like
Smart
Netflix and
TV.
stuff. Yeah, like a
It's
smart
smart,
TV.
yeah.
And it's like
Roku or something.
4K Ultra HD, 50-inch, $150. Dude.
Yeah, so the one that I got from Best Buy was the TCL 55-inch 4K for $300. It was like $300, 60 hertz refresh rate. You know, like it's really nice for $300. But like whenever it comes to the what's he say?
Oh, Alexa built in.
Alexa
That's
built
even
in.
cooler.
Yeah, dude. But like whenever it comes to TVs, they have like all these fake names for like their refresh rates. So it'll be like 240 True Motion, in which 240 is actually 120. So like you have to like, and I don't even know if it's like legit 120. You know, like right now, I think only like Sony and a couple of other TV manufacturers are even making 120 hertz refresh rate like TVs that are like 55 inches or bigger. So it's really hard to do right now.
You know what's interesting? I have a 1080p 144 hertz screen monitor. You know what I mean? And I wonder if it would work well on that.
Wait, okay, so what is it now?
I have a 1080p 144 hertz monitor
If it's would it be good for what? What's
for
your
the 120.
Yeah.
You think it would be fine?
Yeah,
It would be
absolutely.
looking crispy.
Yeah. Definitely. For sure.
See, I almost want to bring my monitor over here so we can try like Warzone on that, because if it
Get
only
that 120.
I was about to say, if it only hits 1080p, it's only a 1080p monitor anyway. It would be perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
So on the new consoles, it's like 1080p. You can hit 120, but basically 60 is for the 4K. So 60 4K. But yeah. So he said he was gonna get the one that I was talking about, the TV that I just bought, but they couldn't pass up the 150.
That's a great deal.
It's
I
a
mean,
really good deal.
Great deal.
Really need to get out and start shopping.
Yeah, I need to
Yeah,
get a
you do.
4K
No, just
TV. I feel like my 1080p TV is like primitive at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm excited for that future. Now, and obviously, I have the Series X. That's something else that happened this week. Very excited about that. I mean, we just opened it. Literally just opened it, so I haven't even played it or anything. It's just sitting there waiting for me.
The suspense.
It's like looking at me.
Longingly,
It's like behind, like y'all can't see it behind the camera, but it's like literally.
I keep looking at it too.
It's like doing that thing where it's just like, just like what. But anyways, so my new Warzone box is gonna be great. No, just kidding. So Devin, you do anything?
Well, so I don't watch much TV, but I did take a suggestion from last week's show
Uh-oh.
and watched the Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Yeah, the Lighthouse.
Thank you.
I was really confused most of the way through, and still confused today.
Why'd you spill your beans, boy? That's like my favorite line in that whole thing.
I couldn't tell if they were tripping or if that stuff was actually happening.
So
What do you think about the mermaid vagina? Can you explain this to me? I haven't watched this yet, so I need to know.
I mean, it was.
it was a mermaid
It was
vagina.
Yeah, very brief. Not as longing of a stare as Jamal said last week, but
Well, it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. Like two seconds of mermaid vagina is like 4 hours in real life.
it was
It's like,
disturbing to put it into one word.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it was really weird, and somebody had to make that. Somebody had
mermaid
to
vagina?
craft that mermaid vagina and
Yeah.
like splay it open. Like it was just disturbing. But anyways, so watch The Lighthouse. But anyways, that's it for what we've been doing this week. We're going to jump on over to the gaming news because I'm sure that's what you guys are here for, not the mermaid vaginas. But just so you guys know, we are using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the material as our own. We are simply giving commentary on these articles that we have found and brought them all into one place and shoving them down your throat. Starting with Matt Pagay. At GameSpot. If you weren't able to snag a PS5 or Xbox Series X in their pre-order phases or during launch week, that sucks. No, I'm sure. And then you'll have another chance during Black Friday. Apparently, Walmart kicks off its deals for Days event on November 25th at 4 p.m. PT, 7 p.m. ET, and will restock the PS5 and Xbox Series X alongside it. The consoles will only be available on Walmart.com, not in stores. Most places are doing that, where you're only going to be able to grab these consoles online, even for Black Friday. And I don't think Best Buy is even going to have any. So,
and both PlayStation and Xbox are anticipating like rapid sellouts for the next few months at least.
So
you know what I mean?
Speaking of Best Buy, real quick, Pi Messiah in the chat said Best Buy has Watch Dogs Legion for $30 right now.
What? Oh man, too bad I'm on PC and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Man, you should get that. That's a good deal. That's a next gen game for $30, dude. That's a bet.
Yeah, I just don't like Watch Dogs though.
Dude, but that new shit, you get the ray tracing, dude. You know
that new shit now.
That new shit.
I'll just play Fortnite with ray tracing. No,
oh my god, dude.
I just don't like Watch Dogs.
Canceled, dude.
But I was gonna say
$30 though. That's a bet.
that is a real bet. No, I appreciate the price.
If
drop.
I had a or a Series X, I'd go get it.
Yeah.
If I had a disc drive on my computer, I'd go get it. But they probably don't have the PC version.
No, nowhere sells PC. What was I going to say? Oh, about the Xbox Series X and the PS5 selling out. Basically, I think what happened, this whole problem is that, like, even with pre-order, there's, like, people who pre-ordered the Series X right when the pre-orders dropped, and they got, like, an email saying that it will come sometime before December 31st, like, without giving an exact date. And I think what happened is that these are people that pre-ordered on like Amazon or pre-ordered through like Sam's or whatever, and they didn't put a cap on their pre-orders. They just were like, yeah, we'll just let 10,000 people pre-order it, even though we don't have but like 20 consoles. So like they have to fill all those orders. You know what I'm saying? Like, so even if you pre-ordered it, you're still in line for it, basically. So this is a retailer issue. I don't think it has anything to do with Microsoft or Sony. I think, they let everybody know ahead of time that they weren't going to have that many consoles at launch. and the retailers just went fucking crazy. They were like, yeah, anybody can just pre-order them. And so people got their expectations up, you know. So.
Yeah, this is going to mostly, I feel like, affect people trying to get one for Christmas in time for Christmas, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you're willing to wait just a little while, you'll be able to just get one from the store eventually. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's one of those things, you know, and by the time you're actually able to get them, you'll probably be lots of good games for you to, maybe not lots, but more games for you to pick from. I don't know. I wouldn't feel too upset if you can't get one by the end of the year, you know?
Yeah, and Brent can say that because he doesn't have one.
Yeah.
You know, so if I said that, it would just come off as like a douchey.
Yeah,
it's like,
I got one.
Yeah, you guys shouldn't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal, you know? You know, I'd be patient about it. I'd be really patient, you know? But that's just me. I'm just a good person. No, I'm just kidding. No, anyways, Brent, what you got?
Let's see. A frightening situation at Ubisoft. Hang on. Let me read this like a news anchor. Hold on. A frightening situation at Ubisoft Montreal headquarters. No, that's like a 1960s news
Oh,
anchor.
you're right.
Hold up.
No,
A frightening situation at Ubisoft Montreal headquarters on Friday afternoon appears to have been resolved without any injuries. Police were called in for what it described as a hostage situation in Saint Laurent, prompting a large number of resources to be deployed to the area. According to a press release issued on the Service de Police de la Ville de Montreal website, it was ultimately determined that there was no threat, seemingly confirming media reports during the incident that had suggested the police had been called as a result of a hoax.
Ooh.
Reports of a police operation emerged on Friday with local news stations broadcasting footage of what appeared to be Ubisoft employees taking shelter on the roof of the company's offices. A tweet from the Montreal police said that this was that it was responding to a 911 call and advised people to stay away from the area. It later said that no threat had been found and begun evacuating the building. So, yeah.
It was a hoax.
It was a hoax.
Wait, so Ubisoft got swatted, essentially?
Basically.
More or less, yeah.
It was like, I think somebody was pissed about their fucking Watchdog Legion game, and they were just like, you know
overheated their
Yeah.
Xbox One X or something.
Yeah, I've had it up to here with Ubisoft, you know. But I'm glad everybody over there is all right.
Yeah, good
you
to know that it wasn't a real situation and, you know,
Yeah.
nobody really got hurt, you know.
Yeah. So, good news. Anyway, Stephen T. Wright at GameSpot says the PS5's rest mode is supposed to make it easier for players to pick up where they left off, just like its PS4 incarnation. Unfortunately, several PS5 owners, including multiple GameSpot staffers, have reported the console's rest mode appears to be causing a variety of technical issues, from persistent crashes to outright wiping saves. Most users who have experienced these issues have been forced to rebuild their PS5's database, similar to what happens when you accidentally unplug the system or experience a power outage. However, there appears to be no solution to the save wiping issue. Some users have even reported that rest mode can brick your PS5, though it's not clear if that's actually the case. It seems the vast majority of these complaints involve Spider-Man Miles Morales, which led Insomniac's James Stevenson to say that they're investigating the issue. So just so you're aware, don't put your PS5 in rest mode
Especially if you're playing
Miles, yeah.
Morales. You know, while we're on the subject, there's been some other issues with both consoles.
Mm-hmm.
The PlayStation 5 has this thing where if you're trying to download a PS5 game, it defaults to the PS4 games.
Yeah.
So people are downloading like the PS4 version of Miles Morales and being like, "Why does it look so bad?" You know?
Yeah.
So just make sure you're downloading the PS5 version if there's a
There's
both.
multiple versions. On the Xbox, it's like the smart delivery, so it knows automatically what you're downloading. On PS5, that's not the case yet. I think it will be soon, but right now it's like there's literally one that's the PS4 version, one that's the PS5 version. Just make sure you get PS5 version.
Yeah.
It's the same for Warzone, I think. There's a lot of them doing that.
And also, a lot of people on Reddit are saying that their Xbox's disk drives are messing up. So, you know, be aware that there have been some problems with
The box.
with the Xbox disk drives as well.
See, that's why I'm using mine as a Game Pass box. You know, I really don't buy games like physically anymore, except for Switch. And
Still, it'd be nice to play them oldies sometimes. You know, you hit the old school Xbox games.
but
or
I don't
something.
own any oldies. That's the thing, is like I don't own any physical like Xbox games.
Yeah, but it's nice to have the option. You know, it's
Yeah.
nice to be able to say, okay, today I'm going to go to the game store and see what they got, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like without, you know, a disc drive, it's, you know, or backwards compatibility that Xbox
Well,
provides.
yeah, they
you
do
know?
provide that backwards compatibility, but also you can get all their old games digitally too for like $3 or $4. You know, like if you wanted, like you could literally you can get Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on Xbox Series X, like on their store. Like you can just download it for like $5. So
You know, that's another thing I saw is issues with Sony's backwards compatibility. Apparently, that Assassin's Creed Syndicate game that was on the list of games that shouldn't work actually does work, but it's like got really bad like flickering shadows or something. I don't know.
that's very weird. Maybe that's why they put it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, just say it doesn't work,
Well,
so we don't
also-
have to worry about it.
Apparently, there's some like minor visual issues with some other games like Batman and stuff, but you know, all in all, it works okay, I guess.
I'm sure throughout time, like all this stuff is going to be addressed, but
Patched,
right
yeah.
now it's like, you know, we're in the middle of it. You know, like this happens with every generation of consoles. You know, the first batch is going to have some issues. And this is why, you know, like the Red Ring of Death was a big deal. You know, things like that. It's always going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, with PS3, they had the yellow light of death and all that.
There's
so.
always something of death. At least we don't have like a of death situation going
Not
on
yet. Give it a couple days.
I do have to say, my PS4 was day one launch, and it lasted me up until it got shocked by lightning like 2 years ago.
Dang.
Yeah, I still have the same Xbox One that I got like it was the first year. It wasn't launch day, but I still have the same one I've had, and it's been beaten up. I've literally dropped that thing off of like a 5-foot dresser, and it like the side cracked, and it still works. Like the disk drive still works and everything.
See, my problem is my disc drives always end up breaking on me. I buy used a lot,
But
so
that's also 'cause-
probably one of the
yeah.
things.
I was
know
about to
what
say
mean?
I don't use the disk drive. That like the only reason I tested it was because I wanted to see if I broke it. But no, I can't remember the last time I just bought a fucking physical disc. Like I know I'm in the minority on that, but like it kind of blows my mind to think about that. I've basically been digital only since like last generation. You know, I could like if they would have made like a digital only Xbox Series X, I would have just bought that. Like I wouldn't have bought the one with the disc on it.
Right.
But anyways,
I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out at some point. You know?
oh yeah, give it like 2 years.
They can make it smaller. It'll be like the slim Series X. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
X and a half. You know.
Half X.
Okay. Super Mario 3D All-Stars has added a much-requested feature in its new update. The version of Super Mario Sunshine featured in the collection now supports the use of GameCube controllers.
Ooh.
This means that players nostalgic for the analog shoulder buttons of Nintendo's older system can now recreate their early 2000s memories by playing Sunshine with the older controller. To do so, players will need a GameCube controller adapter, which was released alongside Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, so there you go.
Now the depressed working class in their late 20s can think back to better times. So Stephen T. Wright at GameSpot says Capcom appears to be the latest corporate victim of pesky hackers. Back on November 4th, Capcom announced that a hacking group called Ragnar Locker accessed the company's internal network on November 2nd. Now, in a statement, the company reveals that the hack potentially compromised the personal information of both customers and employees, as well as confidential corporate information. According to the announcement, the total amount of personal information accessed comes in at around 350,000 items and includes customers, employees, shareholders, and more. However, the company emphasized that credit card info was not accessed by the hackers. Capcom also notes that it has begun contacting individuals whose information was accessed in order to notify them of the current situation, and says that those who are concerned about such access may contact them, depending on their region. The breach has also potentially revealed quite a bit of new information about the company's upcoming games, including the release date of the highly anticipated Resident Evil Village. Several details apparently uncovered by the hack have started making the rounds on forums like Reset Era, particularly the release date of Resident Evil Village, which is said to be April 2021. It also seems that the recently revealed Switch exclusive Monster Hunter Rise will come to other platforms in October 2021. Additionally, a multiplayer Resident Evil that's said to be a battle royale of some sort is coming September 2021. And finally, the data breach alleged that Great Ace Attorney and Great Ace Attorney 2, which are spin-offs set in Meiji-era Japan, will receive a Western release in July. Hackers also accessed scant details for several upcoming projects, codenamed Project Guillotine, Project Rewa, and Project Shield. Though we don't know much information about each, it seems that Project Guillotine is coming to Switch in February, and Project Shield appears to be some kind of multiplayer shooter.
Can I just interject something into this?
What's that?
Because for whatever reason, all these IGN articles fail to mention the most important
I
thing
know.
about the fucking leak, the hack, whatever.
Drop it.
Resident Evil 4
VR.
VR Oculus exclusive.
Yeah, which is
Like,
very strange because...
What the fuck? Why are we not talking about this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so that was one of the leaks, is that there's a RE4, and I've heard people talk about it. Like, I literally listened to I can't remember if it was Kind of Funny or if it was an IGN podcast where they mentioned this, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's an obvious thing." And I'm like, "No, it's not."
What?
Like, why would
First
that
of all,
be
when
obvious?
has Oculus and Capcom ever had like a partnership? You know what I mean? Like,
They didn't say the Oculus; they just said VR. They were like, "It's
from
obvious,"
what I read, they mention Oculus specifically.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
which is good because, but it's also bad because that means that PSVR 2 isn't coming because Resident Evil 7 was a PSVR exclusive,
Right.
So like the fact that they're going to go to Oculus kind of shows me
But
that.
see, this is 4. So this is interesting.
still
It's like
Sony.
a standalone kind of thing, which also leads me to believe, since it's Resident Evil 4,
Yeah.
kind of an older game, I'm thinking this is going to be like a Quest
PSVR?
exclusive.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Because it's less graphically demanding than some of the more modern Resident Evil games. And honestly, what I'm really hoping for...
It says in the wake, the Quest platform is a likely bet. Facebook has also largely abandoned PC VR in the wake of Quest 2. I don't know.
My thing is, like, okay, I'm hoping that this comes out. And I'm hoping when it does come out, it's not, like, putting you in a first-person perspective through Resident Evil 4. I know that sounds crazy, but
Yeah.
that's not what I want.
No.
I want to play Resident Evil 4 like normal, like in VR, in 3D, looking over the shoulder of the character, like I played Hellblade.
Yeah.
That would be the fucking sickest experience of all time. I will fuck that up, dude.
I don't know. I think I would like it to be first person.
It'd be cool maybe if you had the option, you know?
Yeah. It just seems like, that's definitely something that you want to do.
But that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize how cool third-person games are in VR. You know what I mean? It's one of those things you don't think about, because when you think VR, you think, I want to be the person, But, like, really, like, games like Moss and Astrobot and, like, Hellblade and, like, a lot of, like, third-person, over-the-shoulder kind of games have been really, really some of my best VR experiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
but
feel
they
like-
were also built for that. They
Not
were made.
Hellblade.
Well, I guess not Hellblade, but the
You know what I
the
mean?
Moss game.
And that was one of the best. That's seriously top 10, like, one of my top 5 VR games. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. I guess I don't have
more
enough
games
experience.
that you don't have to like fucking be like sweaty and active while you play. There needs to be more games where you're just sitting there playing the game, enjoying yourself. I don't know.
Yeah,
No, Brent, you must be active.
yeah,
We need a mix. I
Yeah.
don't know. Either way, I'm really hyped. Whatever they decide to do with that, I'm very, very hyped about that.
for sure. What you got over there?
The Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. Handheld. I'm not going to read the whole article, but it's got some cool Easter eggs on it. Basically, once you beat Super Mario Bros. For the first time on the device, you get a hard mode, and it moves the enemies around and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And also, when you're playing the Game & Watch game, you can hold down A, and you'll turn into Luigi. Sorry, I got the hiccups. And, yeah. And also, there's, like, 35 Easter eggs apparently on the clock. Depending on the time of day, you'll see them.
Yeah, at each hour something else like pops up.
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty cool.
kind of fun stuff,
Yeah, for sure. So Stephen T. Wright at GameSpot says Halo Infinite was one of the most anticipated games of 2020 until a controversial Xbox Series X showcase caused fans to question the game's visual fidelity and creative direction, which led Microsoft to delay the game to 2021. However, fans hoping for an update on the series reboot will have to wait beyond the Game Awards, as a representative has stated that the game will not appear there. Quote, right now we're still going through the huge cascade of implications and ramifications to the release shift, and the team is heads down working through nearly every facet of the game. 343 community director Brian Gerard wrote on Reddit, quote, full disclosure, we don't have anything planned for the VGAs, but are hoping to offer at least a high-level update within the next few weeks so we can kind of restart this journey together after the holidays. Pulling together something like a demo or big beat for the VGAs is an enormous amount of work and would cause challenges with current milestones of the holidays, end quote. So don't expect to see any Halo Infinite anytime soon. I mean, obviously they said in the next couple of weeks there will be a big update, but I think that's just going to be them being like, we kind of have a window and we think it'll be like 3 years from now.
It sounds like after the Craig incident, they're like reworking a lot of things in the game. So hopefully,
Which is good.
Yeah, but hopefully also not like, okay, we got to just rush through it and get it beautiful looking and forget about how good you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so. I think what they're trying to do is not just affect the visuals, but like I think they're trying to probably go back and be like, all right, if this shit got made fun of, there's some other stuff we need to look at. My problem is Halo's now a T-rated game. That's my big problem with Halo now. Why is it rated T? Like, Call of Duty is the best-selling game of all time. And it's one of the best-selling games of all time. Every single time a Call of Duty comes out, it's the best-selling game of the year. And it's like, it's rated M. Just make Halo rated M again. Like, I just don't understand that.
I think the problem is they want it to be their flagship. You can't have an R-rated flagship.
You can.
Well,
it's called God of War.
Yeah, good point.
It's called.
But there's also
The Last of Us.
Sackboy and stuff. Like you know.
Well, bring back Blinks the
We
cat
don't-
or Blinks
we
the
don't
time
have a
shit, whatever the
Sackboy
fuck.
for Xbox. You know what I'm
The
saying?
time shit.
We can get we could do that. They could do that.
They need a cute little Xbox thing. you
Yeah,
know?
bring back the the Blinks games. Bring back you have Rare. Rare is literally a team you own. That's what they do. That's what they were made to do.
That's true.
Not these Sea of Thieves games. Like, let them make a fucking cute animal platformer.
Yeah, good point.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Oh, that's real.
Anyways, what you got?
All right. A major update has given the Oculus Quest 2 a higher refresh rate. Previously, the Oculus Quest 2 ran everything at 72 hertz, and only experimental updates could boost it beyond that in certain apps. Now, the Oculus Quest 2 will run everything at 90 hertz, from games to apps. Those who use Oculus Link to connect their Quest 2 to the PC will also enjoy the boost, and players can select between 72 hertz, 80 hertz, and 90 hertz rates. This update gives the headset a new interface to manage graphic settings such as render resolution, as well as offering preset settings to maximize an individual game's frame rate. Alongside the update, Oculus announced Oculus Move, which is a system-level fitness tracker for both the Quest and Quest 2 that will estimate the number of calories burned across all games. It will roll out gradually over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Additionally, later this month, Oculus will introduce the ability to gift apps to friends, as well as casting your headset feed to a friend.
Nice. Oh, that's
So,
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Time to melt my Quest 2 to my face.
Right? It's
Never
nice
leave
that
again.
they leave
Max settings.
I like that they have the option to do 72 hertz, 80 hertz, or 90 hertz on the PC, because I find that, like, my Quest is super not demanding for PC VR games just because of the 72 hertz refresh rate compared to other VR headsets. You know what I mean? It feels like it can hit that 72 real easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can bump the graphics up pretty high on games like Half-Life and stuff because of it. You know what I mean?
Nice. So James O'Connor at GameSpot says, speaking during the Jefferies Interactive Entertainment Virtual Conference, which was transcribed by Seeking Alpha and then picked up on Gematsu, Xbox chief Tim Stewart talked about the Bethesda purchase and how it fits within their larger plans. Stewart said that they, quote, highly encourage cross-platform play, end quote, and that it's better for them if everyone is succeeding. Quote, classic rising tide lifts all boats, he said, says. Stewart digs into some long-term plans and says, we don't have intentions of just pulling all the Bethesda content out of Sony or Nintendo or otherwise. However, if these games come to other systems, he believes they'll be at their best and sometimes arrive early on Microsoft platforms. Quote, we want that content in the long run to be either first or better or best, or pick your differentiated experience on our platforms, he says.
Bro, 1 year of exclusivity for an Elder Scrolls game would be like a fortune worth of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely will. People will buy the console just for that.
Fuck yeah, they would.
Yeah. He says, we will want Bethesda content to show up the best as on our platforms. He says that it's not a point about being exclusive or having an adjusted content roadmap compared to the competition, but if you think about something like Game Pass, if it shows up best in Game Pass, that's what we want to see, and we want to drive our Game Pass subscriber base through the Bethesda pipeline, Stewart says. So again, I'm not announcing pulling content from platforms one way or the other, he continues, but I suspect you'll continue to see a shift towards Oops, sorry, I just spit all over the mic. Shift towards a first or better or best approach on our platforms. So he said that or otherwise, which means that they're not for sure yet. Like, obviously, they're not saying yet that they're not going to do exclusivity. But, like, I think he's trying to, like, calm people down who are, like, freaking out about that. Because right now, the conversation around this tends to be the Xbox people being like, yeah, fuck you, Sony. And then everybody on the Sony side being like, yeah, but that's because you guys are just greedy. You're just buying up, you know. And it's like, hey, guys, like, none of this makes any sense. Like, obviously, they're a company. They're going to do this type of thing. Second, they haven't even said what they're going to do yet. You know? Like, let's just chill out. Let's wait and see, you know?
It's interesting that he says it'll be the best. He really emphasizes that it'll be the best. So what if they do, like, an Xbox Series X version and an Xbox Series S version, and the S version is what they send out to, like, PlayStation and PC and shit?
Y'all get the 1440.
Y'all can have the 1440 one, you know?
That'd be some fucked up shit.
Because you already know, like, whatever game they put out is going to be, like, optimized as fuck for, you know, to utilize all the power on the Xbox, you know?
Dude, it's going to be beautiful. I don't even care.
I've been watching some comparison videos, and I feel like almost everything I've watched has been noticeably better looking on the Xbox.
That's how it's always been,
Although I watched a few videos of, like, the modern, like, actual, like, Series X PS5 games head-to-head. Yeah. And the PS5 does load the new games a little faster. Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah. Which is interesting that the Xbox will load the old ones faster, and the PS5 will load the new ones faster for some reason. Weird stuff. Interesting stuff. Yeah, it's like such a technical like thing that I just don't even know what that means. I'm just like, I feel like the developers probably optimized for whatever PlayStation had in place. You know what I mean? Yeah, and PlayStation's new to the backwards compatibility thing, you know, so like that's probably why it's a little bit less speedy or snappy or whatever the term you want to use, but I mean, I think whenever it comes to visual fidelity and stuff like that, Xbox has always been the place to go. The problem is like the games. Where are the games? You know, like that's what people's main issue with Xbox is. And I think until Halo and these other first-party and Bethesda games start dropping, it's going to stay that way, you know. But I think 2021 is going to be a fun year for games. Oh, yeah. You know? The Xbox fight, it strikes back, dude. That's what it's going to be. But we'll see. Okay, publisher Microids and developer PlayMagic released their remake of cult hit shooter 13 last week, and the response has been largely negative. In the wake of this backlash, the two companies have released a statement pledging to improve the game and admit that it isn't where they wanted it to be either. In a post on the Microids website, the team said it heard criticism loud and clear and apologized for the game's technical issues. In its present state, 13 does not meet our quality standards, and we fully understand players' frustrations. The pandemic has impacted the game's production on many levels, the post said. Pivoting to home working for teams has added unexpected delays in the development schedule and the QA process. We hope that we would be able to provide a day one patch fixing all the issues, but the development of this update is taking more time than expected. Several patches are expected to arrive in the near future, and the first one is fixing issues such as frame rate problems, collisions, rendering,
Collisions.
Yeah.
So people are like falling through the levels and shit?
I think so, yeah.
Damn.
And sound. While there will be additional free content updates to add things like new weapons and levels later down the line. Aside from the technical issues, however, one of the main criticisms of 13 so far is its art style, which is what I was seeing from the trailer. Rather than the cel-shaded comic book style of the original game, which was itself based on a comic, the remake looks more detailed and realistic. It didn't completely drop the original's art, but it's arguably less memorable. So, yeah. And it says Steam reviews of the game are almost universally negative so far.
Damn.
So.
I wonder how many reviews. I imagine the game's sold about 100 copies.
That's
at
a
this
shame,
point.
man. I really wanted this to be, at least a good remake. I don't expect it to be like suddenly a great game or anything, but like,
Man,
Do you see they're remaking Shadow Man? Oh, I'm sorry. What
I was just gonna say that's bad that they admitted that it wasn't up to their standards, and yet they still released it.
Yeah, they should have
Yeah.
held it. They
Well,
should
they
have
were like,
It's a
cyberpunked
bad look.
Nah, they were like, well, we can just put it out and we can blame COVID for it.
Right.
Just like that's the big excuse in 2020
Yeah,
is
blame it on the Rona.
COVID did it. But like I'm telling you though, like they're remaking everything now, or remastering at least. Like Shadow Man for the freaking N64. Do you remember that game?
No.
Because I don't remember that game.
I don't know what that is.
I learned about it as an adult, but yeah, Devin,
pull
could you
this up for us,
pull
then.
up some Shadow Man?
Show it to the people too.
Yeah, and the remaster, so Shadow Man, it's got a 9 out of 10 for like the original game. Okay, so
Can you transition this for the folks at home?
Yeah.
I think this game is like about like you're like a serial killer or something, or like you're like a demon.
It looks pretty good for an N64 game.
Yeah,
This was
go back,
N64?
Let me read the
I'm good.
synopsis real quick.
Yeah.
So the synopsis says Shadow Man is an action-adventure video game developed by Acclaim Studios, T-Side, and published by Acclaim Entertainment. It's based on the Shadow Man comic book series published by Valiant Comics. Click on it. The ultimate burp. Okay. It says in 1888, Jack the Ripper, lamenting the fact that his ritualistic murders have not unlocked a mystical power that he believed to exist, prepares to perform the ritual upon himself at the expense of his own life. A man named Legion appears and tells Jack that the power he seeks does exist and offers to share this power with him if Jack constructs an insane asylum for like-minded killers in Deadside, the land of the dead. Proclaiming for we are many, Jack commits suicide. Basically, you play as Michael Layro. I can barely see that, but it says becomes the current Shadow Man, a lineage of voodoo warriors who protect the world of the living, known as Live Side.
Wait, what happened to Jack the Ripper? I thought we were Jack the Ripper.
Does. No, you don't play as Jack the Ripper. You're trying to stop him. So you play as a voodoo warrior, a Shadow Man, which is a voodoo warrior who protects the living. So from threats crossing over from Deadside. After the voodoo priestess, Mama Nettle, bonds the mask of shadows to him, Nettle has a prophetic dream that Legion is preparing to... Basically, you get the point. You get the idea.
Sounds great.
But N64 game getting remastered. If you look at the pictures side by side of the remaster, it looks exactly the same. There's no difference. But I'm willing to play it, like just cause.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Somebody's just shuffling through some old games and just porting them out.
Yeah, they're like, let's just, we need siphon filters, what we need. But so Eddie McCooch at GameSpot says the Xbox Series X and S consoles are finally here, and the launch is going extremely well for Microsoft. Consoles are selling out fast, and Xbox boss Phil Spencer has now spoken about this, apologizing for the shortages. Quote, "We need more consoles." Laughs. Spencer said during an appearance at
it's
GlitchCon.
so funny.
Yeah, quote, the number one request I get over and over is, it's so hard to get the consoles right now. And I really apologize for that. We've been building them for almost 2 months now and trying to get as many into the stores as we can. But the demand is just so high. Spencer went on to say that with COVID-19 impacting the world as it has, 2020 has been a challenging year with all kinds of obstacles for developing games and releasing a new platform. Despite those challenges, Spencer said he is proud of his teams and those at Sony and third-party publishers for releasing new games and consoles this holiday season. In a post on Xbox Wire, Xbox boss Liz Hamrin also acknowledged the shortages, saying Microsoft is, quote, working tirelessly, end quote, with its retail partners globally to bring more next-gen Xbox consoles to people soon. Despite the shortages, though, Xbox Series X and S launch represented the biggest ever for Microsoft. The company sold more consoles in more countries than ever before over the first 24 hours. For comparison, the Xbox One sold more than 1 million units over its first day in 2013, so the Series X/S consoles did better. But Microsoft did not mention a specific sales number. The Xbox Series S console specifically was a big hit at launch, as it added the, quote, highest percentage of new players for any Xbox console at any launch. Additionally, Microsoft said 70% of Xbox Series X/S consoles are attached to an Xbox Game Pass subscription. So that's what the 70% was. I read that wrong earlier. But that in particular is a very big deal, as Xbox Game Pass might be Microsoft's secret weapon on next gen.
Definitely.
But yeah,
Just
so
don't say.
yeah, that right. It's literally all they have.
Not so secret weapon. Yeah.
A very out in the open weapon.
Okay, let's see. So I won't read this whole article, but Demon Souls has a secret door hidden in level 1-3 that's basically like just fucking hidden as fuck, and like nobody knows how to get, or it's not hidden, it's like, well, it is hidden, it's behind a wall, but like nobody knows how to get in the door. Okay, there's this door and it's just unget-inable, and nobody's figured it out yet.
Has anyone tried the knob?
Yeah, definitely, and it's locked.
Oh,
How do they know that how do they know they can even open it?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, because it's new, it's a remake.
Yeah, this is like one of the only things in the whole game that's new.
Yeah, that
know
wasn't
what I
in the original.
Yeah, and it's hidden behind this wall of stone, you know? So you break the wall, and then, like, there's just this mystery door, and nobody's figured it out yet.
It's just a fake door with nothing behind it, just to drive the players crazy.
Knowing Demon Souls, it's probably the most fucked up monster you could ever think of behind that door, and you're going to have to fight it or something.
There's never been a door I couldn't open, though, so I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to get a PS5 and Demon Souls just so I can open this door.
So I'm kind of curious to, like, solve the mystery. I'm definitely going to follow this, and if we figure out the door situation,
we'll make a whole podcast based around the secret door.
What's behind the door?
Yeah, what's behind door number one? No, okay, so Haley Williams at GameSpot says, while Microsoft has been slowly acquiring game studios for some time now, its record-breaking $7.5 billion acquisition of Bethesda parent company ZeniMax showed just how serious Microsoft's first-party development ambitions are. In an appearance on Twitch's GlitchCon opening address, Xbox head Phil Spencer touched on the Bethesda acquisition, but also confirmed it'll be adding more studios to its roster in the future. Spencer clarified first that while the Bethesda acquisition is in motion, it hasn't yet been finalized and most likely won't be until early 2021 due to regulatory processes. Quote, coming together now and having them become part of Xbox, I think will just be an amazing opportunity with the great games that they'll continue to build. Spencer said, the great thing is those games will become part of Game Pass we know that. But in terms of continuing to invest in new studios and new games and new content, absolutely, we have to do that, Spencer confirmed. It's important that we continue to build out the library of games that are available on Xbox. We'll double the size of our studio's organization when we add Bethesda, and we're going to continue to invest in great games so that people can find their next favorite game on our platform. So this just is more confirmation that they were looking for a Japanese studio, like that they are out actively looking to purchase new studios.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, like Netflix, once this gets big enough, they start just internally, you know, like making studios just to like develop shit for Game Pass. You know what I mean? Oh
yeah, dude. I mean, they're already doing that. If you're first party, you're making games for Game Pass right now.
True, but I mean, like, not just going out and buying, these teams that already exist. I feel like they're gonna just start making like super teams just made to like do Game Pass games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and really all that means is just first party. They'll stop buying first party studios and start, actually internally making them. But like they have some that are internal, but
That's what I mean. More of them, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot more like Microsoft Studios. Studios.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah, we need Rare to start doing some shit. We need like Sea of Thieves is like supposedly successful, but like
Allegedly.
yeah, like allegedly successful. But we need something different. We need a Japanese studio.
Yeah.
Because like with Sony, that's they got From Software over there making games for them, even though they don't own them yet. Which I think they're gonna acquire From Software at
More
some point.
JRPGs wouldn't hurt for sure.
No, definitely
Some kind
not.
of partnership with Atlas would just be freaking stupid.
Dude, that would be crazy.
If you had all the Persona games or the Shimigami Tensei or whatever,
Dude, imagine Game Pass just had all of the Persona games on it.
Bro, and Catherine, like that would just be the ultimate addition to Game Pass, I feel like.
Alonesy Jonesy says the new Battletoads has been pretty fun.
Oh, dude, I need to check that out, actually.
That's a nice kid-friendly game. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think definitely they need a Japanese studio, like either that or I would say Capcom, but they just got fucked. So like imagine if they got all the Resident Evils, like all the new ones that would come straight to Game Pass.
That'd be a great thing to invest in,
Yeah, for sure. And
it wouldn't really piss me off as much if they're not going to do VR for Resident Evil 8, what I mean? That's the only reason I want PlayStation involved in Resident Evil.
But then they could do VR because Microsoft is like the PC. Microsoft is PC,
Microsoft
so they could.
is invested in that Reverb G2 that just came out too. Like they're a big contributor to that. It's a Windows mixed reality headset.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Just imagine if they opened up support for just any peripheral headset, or even did
for the Xbox.
Yeah, for the Xbox. Yeah,
that would be sick.
They should just try and get the Quest to work with the Xbox.
What they need to do is just make it accessible to the Windows mixed reality headsets because it's already got the Windows interface or whatever. It would just be like
yeah. They even had the thing with the Warthog and Master Chief in it.
Yeah.
Like it was like, what's the point of doing all that if you're not gonna have like Microsoft games for it?
I feel like it would give a new life to these shitty Windows mixed reality headsets that nobody wants. You know what I mean? Like you plug them into your Xbox and suddenly you'd actually have something worth doing with them. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. What you got?
Oh man, what do I got?
Alonesy Jonesy said, sadly, it's couch co-op only, no online.
Oh, for Battletoads.
Oh, that's sad.
That makes sense though.
Yeah, that's fun still. I would love to play some couch co-op.
Yeah.
Phasmophobia, a co-op game about tracking ghosts, is getting a new prison level sometime soon. So check that out.
That's what we've all been asking for.
Apparently.
So Steve Watts at GameSpot says the Lego Super Mario collaboration is getting an expansion early next year. The Lego Group announced a series of new level sets, character packs, and Mario costumes that will hit stores on January 1st, 2021. The highlight of the new additions is the Master Your Adventure Maker set, which offers a set of customization tools to make the Mario courses your own. The customization machine included in the set lets you change the variables on 3 included special bricks. It also includes a new type of start pipe, which decreases the time to finish a course but increases your reward payout if you complete it. The other sets include the Chain Chomp Jungle Encounter set, the Piranha Plant Puzzling Challenge set, and the Wigglers Poison Swamp set. Alongside those, you can collect 2 new suits, Penguin Mario, which lets him slide on his belly, and Tanuki Mario, which lets you do a spin move. My question is like, this is a real physical Lego thing. Couldn't he just slide on his belly anytime you wanted him to?
Right? Why can't he do a spin move anytime? Yeah.
I don't understand how this works. But there will also be a Series 2 of the Blind Bag character packs, which will include a Huckett Crab, Spiny Cheep Cheep, Ninja, Foo, Parachute Goomba, Fly Guy, Poison Mushroom, Parabeetle, Thwimp, or a Bone Goomba. All of the all of the sets are compatible with the previous ones released in August, and you'll need the base set that includes Mario to make use of any of the stage building gameplay. The Lego Super Mario sets let you run through customized Lego courses as Mario, as the figure keeps track of your life, enemies, and coin total. But that's all I got. What you got?
Let's see. Neo and Neo 2 are getting remastered versions coming to PS5.
Hold up 1 second. Was the Thwimp?
I had to look up what a Thwimp was.
Does that mean Thwomp? Like, did they just... Was that a typo?
I don't know, but it's the big block thing.
Look, it's a Thwomp with like little...
Oh, a
spikes?
Thwimp Mario.
Eyes.
Okay, yeah. They're significantly smaller variants of Thwomps. It's the little ones. It's the from Super Mario World.
Oh, because they're wimps. Thwimp.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're thwimpy. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Yeah.
They're little.
They're being wumpy.
Anyways, Neo and Neo 2 getting remastered for PS5, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. The number of industries have gone into decline in 2020 due to the global pandemic. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. Gaming has taken off as people largely stuck at home look for ways to occupy themselves. New data from NPD looking at July to September period shows record spending on games, the highest ever in U.S. history.
Yeah.
Spending on games, hardware, consoles, and other various accessories reached $11.2 billion in the quarter, an increase of 24% in the same period last year. $10.4 billion of that was just on software and content alone, with mobile spending and subscriptions seeing a particularly notable increase. So, yeah, everybody's out there gaming their ass off, doing their thing. So that's cool.
It's good. Join us. Join us in the dog.
Check this out. This is cool if you're a YouTube Premium subscriber already. If
so
not,
no one.
right?
At all.
The lucky 3 people that are subscribed to YouTube Premium will get a free Google Stadia Premier Edition bundle. Google Stadia is not the coolest thing ever, but it's $100 worth of shit for free. So
they've reached the point of please play Stadia. We will send you everything.
The
for
only
free.
caveat is that you have to have been subscribed to YouTube Premium before November 6th, so you can't just go sign up and get this for free, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it does come with 3 months of Stadia Pro and a free controller and a bunch of other cool shit. So if you're already subscribed to YouTube Premium, definitely got to jump on that.
Yeah, all 3 of you enjoy it.
Right.
Is this some kind of rich joke I don't understand?
Half-Life Alyx has received a major update, adding audio commentary from the game's development team.
That's cool.
Yeah. The VR game, which released in March of this year, is now full of anecdotes and information about its own development process. When commentary is turned on, tracks will appear through the game as headphone nodes, which you can pick up and wear by putting them on your head.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? The update is free for all owners of the game. Let's see. The PlayStation 5. Basically, if you have a PS4, you can't use the PS4 collection that they have, that they just put out, all those games that are on PS5 for the PS5 collection or whatever. But if you log in to your account on a PS5, access the PS4 collection, then you can go back to your PS4 with the same account, and it'll be there. So,
the 20 free games or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. So if you still have your PS4 in one of your rooms or whatever, and you want to, play some games on it or whatever.
Or if you have a friend with a PS5 and they'll let you log into your account on their PS5 and then go back to your sad PS4,
right?
You'll have those games. So.
Yeah. So there you go. Let's see. While we talked about that. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
All right. That's it for this week's gaming news. We're going to jump on over to this week's releases, where I'm going to let you know which brand new games you will be able to get in the next 7 days. So let's start it off with Star Renegades, coming to Switch and Xbox One on November 19th for $24.99. Star Renegades is set during an endless interplanetary rebellion against an evil authoritarian empire. Sounds like Star Wars, but it's not. Katamari Damacy Reroll is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on November 20th.
Oh, this is my shit.
For $29.99. Katamari Damacy Reroll is a remastered version of the classic original Katamari Damacy game with split-screen multiplayer and enhanced graphics. That sounds tight.
Dude, split screen on this would be the shit.
Yeah, it'd be a very calm, like, I feel like it'd be a good, it's like therapy for relationships. Like, you just, like, hop on there, like, if you and your significant other are mad at each other, and you just roll shit around for a little while.
What's this coming to? Switch?
No, Xbox One and PS4.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I think this originally came out on Switch, like the remaster. Yeah, it did. Yeah, okay. But then we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity coming to Switch on November 20th for $59.99. Travel into Hyrule's past and fight to prevent the kingdom's destruction in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. You know what you're getting with that? It's Hyrule Warriors, but with the Breath of the Wild, skin basically, or it's Dynasty Warriors with Breath of the Wild, and it's supposed to be like a continuation of the lore from Breath of the Wild, or like a prequel to Breath of the Wild. So a lot of people are excited for it. I feel sorry for those people. Now we have World of Warcraft Shadowlands coming to PC on November 23rd. Couldn't find a price for this, but Shadowlands is an expansion pack for the long-running, massively multiplayer online RPG World of Warcraft. Nah, shit. I don't know what Shadowlands brings, but I do know I have some friends that are excited about this for whatever reason. I know I talk a lot of shit about a lot of games. It's all in jest, just so you know. I'm not really that negative on it. But Football Manager 2021 is coming to PC and Mac on November 24th for $49.99. This one's not in jest. Fuck this game. The 2021 edition of the world-renowned soccer management simulation Football Manager 2021 takes...
Oh, it's not even real football? No, I'm just
kidding. Sorry, Jason. Football Manager 2021 places a renewed focus on the role of the manager, adding more tools that allow managers to develop their personalities and prowess, because that's what the team cares about. And then we have Tracks, the train set game, coming to Switch on November 24th for $29.99. Enjoy creating your own toy train set with Tracks, an expansive sandbox toy train building simulation which lets you lay down track pieces, create bridges, and build towns with easy-to-manage gameplay.
Oh my God, this takes me back to my childhood. Did y'all ever have these?
Yes. So
yeah.
I want to talk just a quick second about this. I think I brought this up before. Devin, did you grow up in this area? As a kid, did you grow up in Texas and this area?
Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Okay. So at the Woodlands Mall, when I was around 7, probably younger than that. I had to be younger than 7. There was a literal store that was just trains.
The trains,
It was the train store.
We had a train from that store.
Me too.
That we set up at Christmas, and it would go around to my living room and puff out smoke and shit.
I think it was like a mall staple.
Yeah. And so you'd have the little wooden train sets, but they had magnetic Thomas the Tank Engine trains that you could connect to and build this huge train set. Like all the kids would go in there and just play with them and shit. No, it was so fun.
Legit.
Anyways,
dude, my fucking Nana had a set, and every time I go to her house, I built some dope ass tracks.
Hell yeah, Nana. Monster Truck Championship is coming to Switch on November 24th for $39.99. Monster Truck Championship is the monster truck simulation game from Las Vegas to Orlando. Go head to head against experienced drivers in drag races and freestyle competitions. No, I'm just kidding. But Vigor. It's a V. Vigor is coming to PS4 November 24th. It's going to be free to play. 1991. The nuclear war is over. Central Europe is devastated, and Norway has become the last stand. You start as a nameless outlander, but who will you become? I don't know, but that's a risque name there. But it's like from BioShock, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying, I just want people to know because I read that pretty quickly. I don't want somebody to just be like, what did he say? Yeah, it's a real game. But anyway, so.
Canceled.
Instant cancellation.
Glad I haven't shown my face.
Yeah, it's we'll be posting a picture of Devin's. No, so let's go to. That's it for this week's releases. We're gonna jump on over to. Currently playing. Yeah, there wasn't much.
What a whack week.
It was a whack week.
I do have one to add on the releases that I didn't hear you say.
What's that?
The Star Wars Galaxy Edge for
No,
Oculus is this
boy.
week. The 19th.
Really?
The 19th? Oh, I'm getting that.
I did not see that on the
Might have to
upcoming games
pre-order
list.
then. Oh my
And
god.
it looks really good.
Did you play the other Star Wars game yet?
No.
You need to play Vader Immortal, dude.
I'll have to get on that.
That shit is lit.
Sorry, just wanted to add that in.
Yeah,
I'm super excited for that.
So, currently playing. Brent, what are you playing?
Oh man, I'm playing a lot of stuff, man. Been playing a lot of stuff.
What
man.
else is new? No,
Let's see. I've been playing Apex Legends a little bit, not much, just enough to get a little taste. See if I was still good at it. I'm not.
How's the new map?
It's cool. It's cool. It's a lot like the old map.
Isn't it like a giant floating city or something?
It's like it feels like a cruise ship almost, but huge. Like I don't know. It's really big. It's cool. It's worth trying. I'll play with you. We can go on.
I'm down to download it.
Dude, I've been playing. So then I've been playing Spellbreak also, which I'm like ridiculously good at. I don't know if they just haven't put me in like a lobby with like real people or something yet, but I've got like an insane fucking kill death average and shit. Like I'm just absolutely destroy everybody. I've won like 6 out of my like 8 games I've played or some shit. It's so much fun. It's basically like you just fly around. Bring up a picture for Jamal so he can see this. It's basically like you just fly around. It's like a battle royale game. And you fly around and like shoot magic at each other and blow each other up, and it's really dope. It's incredibly fun, and like you fly, like the flying feels so good. Like you're just like hovering like a fucking Storm from X-Men, and just like
wait, and this is VR?
no,
it's just a good.
this is just a dope battle royale game.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
cross-plat too.
And it's on everything. You can play it on Switch or whatever.
Might have to bust it out on the Series X.
Ooh,
See what that looks like if
might
it's
have
on
to.
there.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
It's really dope. But yeah, I've been playing that, and then I played a little bit of Silent Hill 4: The Room. Yeah.
What is that?
Silent Hill 4?
I never played Silent Hill 4: The Room.
Oh, dude. Okay, so Silent Hill 4 is probably my favorite Silent Hill game.
Really?
Yeah, basically, you're like this dude, and you're in his apartment, and he's been stuck in his apartment for like weeks, and like you're going and like I don't know, you go through this creepy hole in your bathroom wall, and like every time you go through the hole in the bathroom wall and come back to your apartment, there's something different about the apartment, and like you're just trapped in this. It's almost like Room 1408, the game. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's
It's
pretty
really good.
interesting. So it's all like in one area.
No,
like,
kind of. Like your central hub is like your apartment where you're basically stuck, but like you keep going through this hole, and the hole takes you to like different creepy places in Silent Hill.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Like the fog world.
Yeah, so like you'll fight through a boiler room or something, and then like you'll get knocked out, and you'll wake up in your room, and like you're back in this creepy room that's all locked up like that. It's dope. And like when you're in your apartment, it does this first person perspective, and the game is really old, but like it does a really good job of this like first person perspective, and then like you go to third person after you crawl through the hole. It's fun.
It sounds like it sounds like PT might have taken some inspiration from that. You know?
Absolutely. A lot of PT, it feels like PT in the sense that like you go to the same place, but there will be like one thing that's like slightly different, and if you investigate that thing, something scary will happen, or you'll get some kind of cool thing out of it.
I like that. I
feel like if PT had been
concept.
made into a full game, it would have been very similar.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
But then,
what else?
Let's see. I've also been playing PC Building Simulator, the game.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because I mean, you talk about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to learn the A+ certification stuff like Jamel's doing, and I don't know. It was only $10, and I was like, maybe it'll help, you know. And I feel like it helps me like visualize, like, you know, the case and wherever all the components go, and you take the wire and you like drag it to where it needs to go and plug it in.
Nice.
And you can like put different fans on and stuff. For $10, it's really cool, and it's very practical. You know, like you can actually plug up the computer and like see if your computer would work after you put it together.
That's actually really cool. That's like that's a good learning, you know, like technique there.
It's
I think.
great, and it's even got a campaign mode where you like run like a computer repair shop, and they like bring, they'll send you computers and you like fix it and you like send it back and make money,
Oh, wow.
So it
How
makes
much
like
is
a
it?
little game out of it. It's only $10, and you can legitimately like there's like a tutorial that will literally teach you step by step how to build a PC. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It's really cool.
Does it make you work on that cable, management?
Cable management.
Yeah.
That's the one thing, it automatically manages your cables for you.
Which is not a bad idea because then you see how it's supposed to be done. Like it kind of shows you like.
See, it doesn't really it'll show you like it doesn't show you the process of like hiding the cables.
Yeah.
It'll just, unless there are some items you can use in the game, like a cable hiding like device that goes down the middle of your fucking case and like covers up the cables.
Yeah, like in the case that I have, like for my PC, there's like a wall that like the power supply and everything is like blocked off from the side with the like glass like they look in, so like all the wires are back here and then all the nice stuff is here, and then like you see like the cable kind of come up and do like a little like backwards U into it. But
I like that.
Yeah, but
and then sorry, I've been playing a lot of shit.
Oh no, you're good. I keep forgetting that we're on a list here.
And then I have been playing Little Hope, the new like supermassive game.
Oh yeah, the Man of Medan.
Yeah. So far it's got way better graphics than Man of Medan, but that could just be because I'm playing on my PC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Instead of the Xbox One or something.
But also, first of all, it's not very scary. Just like Man of Medan wasn't very scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, so don't go into this expecting to be like horrified or anything. But
I don't think Until Dawn was very scary.
no, I was about to say Until Dawn wasn't really very scary, but some people thought it was for some reason. And I have jumped a few times while I'm playing this game. But the story is way, way more interesting. And I'm only like halfway through it. But so far, it's way more interesting and way less predictable than Man of Medan. Like, by Man of Medan, I kind of had it all figured out, like, halfway through the game. You know what I mean? With this one, I'm halfway through the game, I think, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? But it's also really interesting. It's not like that, what the fuck, I don't even want to play because I'm so confused. It's like, what the fuck, I need to learn more. Like Lost or something. You know what I mean? I'm not sure how it's going to end. It's probably going to be stupid at the end. So I'll get back to you about that. But so far, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Supermassive, like that Until Dawn was just like a one-hit wonder. Like I'm starting to think like they only had it in them to make one good game.
I don't know, man. This is not a bad game. Like I'm saying, it's fun.
No,
you know?
I know, but I'm just saying like it's fun, but it's not Until Dawn fun.
Well, I don't know that yet. That's the problem. Like it all depends. It all hinges on how the game ends. You know what I mean?
Like
and
the
I haven't got
story-wise,
there.
you mean?
Yeah. This has all the potential in the world to be just as good as Until Dawn.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't know that because I don't know where they're going with it right now.
Yeah.
So I can't rightly say like, oh, this is a great game, because like I could go sit down to play it tomorrow and it just like is the dumbest ending I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean?
I feel like this anthology, like the Dark Pictures anthology or whatever, it's like American Horror Story, the video game, like that type of setup.
That's accurate. I feel like this is significantly better than Man of Medan, though. Like Man of Medan is like a 6 or a 7. This is like a solid 8 or 9.
Wow,
so far.
that's pretty high up there.
I mean, it looks amazing. It's one of the first of all. The eyeball graphics are like the best eyeballs I've ever seen in a video game. I'm not joking.
It's
like
specific.
when you go into the menu and you hit the right stick, left or right, their eyeballs will go with the right stick, and it's like fucking freaky, dude. Like it's the most realistic like eyeball fucking shit I've ever seen. But also like the acting is sometimes really badly delivered, like the lines, you know what I mean?
It's because they put all the money in the eyeballs.
I think it's actually because like the way like the choice system is, like some of the lines are set up to work regardless of if so-and-so dies or whatever, you know what I mean? So sometimes the things they say just come off kind of like insensitive or wacky.
Like somebody just died and they're like, man, this place sucks.
Right? Like, but all in all, it's really interesting, and so far I'm liking it better than Man of Medan.
Cool.
And that's all I've been playing.
All right. So I've been playing more of Day of the Tentacle. I'm a lot further, and I just got to say, it's so fun. Like, I'm kind of playing this one on and off, like in between sessions on Warzone. Not on and off, but just like less time than I'm spending with Warzone, obviously. But it's just kind of like really fun whenever you figure something out. Like whenever you figure out something works with something else, and it sets off like a part of the, the story. Like it just feels good.
I love games like that. That's what I loved about the Monkey Island kind of games and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, you feel so like accomplished whenever you get to the next part. You're like, yeah, I'm smart. I figured this out. But definitely having fun with that. I'm gonna play that till I finish it. I'm about 6 or 7 hours into it. Like
nice.
that shows how unintelligent I actually am, because I feel like this game could be like a 2-hour game. Like once you finish it, there's no reason to ever play it again, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like once you figure out all this stuff, it's over.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my time, enjoying it. But then I also, my friend he got his PS5 and keeps talking about Demon Souls so much that I was like, fuck it, I want to play like a Soulsborne type game.
Uh-oh.
And so I downloaded the Surge 2 off of Game Pass Ultimate on my PC. I've been playing that. It's actually really good.
It's like the robot one, right?
Yeah, it's like a cyberpunk version of a Demon Souls game.
I actually own both Surge games, and I haven't played either of them.
Dude, you love Soulsborne games. You would love that game.
I wouldn't say I
feel like
love
the game-
Soulsborne games, but I've enjoyed quite a few, for sure.
Yeah, like it's like it's literally just a cyberpunk version of that. And like you get to create your character, you start off in this prison, like something's like attacking the prison and you got to break out, and like you're like fighting all these enemies that, like they have specific ways that they fight. The Search 2 is better whenever it comes to combat or whatever, apparently, from what I've looked up. So, like you have this whole thing where you block, but you have to like block the direction that the attack's coming from by using like the right stick. So like you can block.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
so you have to like time your blocks and do all this stuff and then attack. Like it's got very Soulsborne button pressing where like you use the right bumper for like attacks and stuff like that. It's really weird, but it's fun. I'm enjoying that. And then obviously some more Warzone, and that will never end. December, the Warzone, collides with Cold War. Yeah, so
Cool.
I'm excited for that. The new map that
I
they're
just
want to
play the zombies on Cold War really bad.
Yeah, it hasn't been as hype as I expected.
No, I haven't heard shit about it really.
No, I've seen
some gameplay and it looks tight, but like
it looks like typical zombies.
Yeah.
But it also like
which isn't
there's
a bad
that
thing. I feel like.
No, there's like that Easter egg that everybody found already, like the meme of like the guys dancing with the coffin. Like there's like an Easter egg in the zombies thing where like you can find zombies like dancing with a coffin.
Dude, there better be a shitload of Easter eggs. Like,
Oh, I'm sure there will
what I'm
be.
saying?
Yeah, definitely. Anyways, that's all I've been playing. Devin, what you been playing over there?
Still just exploring the world of VR.
Oh yeah, anything standing out to you over there?
No, I mean, still playing the usual games, but I've downloaded some things on SideQuest here and there.
Like what? What'd you download?
Well, Contractor's been on Contractors, which is pretty much Call of Duty in VR.
Yeah, a lot of fun. We
it
were playing that
is
the other day.
amazing.
I didn't mention it, but we played a few games of that. Or we played Gun Game. We played one round of Gun Game. It was fun.
Nice.
I played the Attack on Titan again.
Oh, I downloaded that. I have it downloaded. Is it multiplayer?
Yeah.
Okay,
you can have
yeah.
a whole lobby
You
of
guys been
folks in there.
slicing napes?
Dude, apparently that's
Yeah.
what we need to do.
You can literally be on top of a Titan and with your swords and everything. And
Is
the
it first
cables.
person?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it can also
Yeah.
be pretty terrifying when you're getting eaten by a Titan. But the Titans look pretty goofy right now. It's still in early development. So, when
I
you're
played
getting
it,
eaten by a
like-
clown-looking animation.
I played it a few months ago, and the Titans didn't even move. So, like,
Oh, wow.
they're
Well, they-
making big steps. Like,
Yeah, they're fleshed out. They're, some of them are 3 stories tall. Some of them are, 10 feet tall. They range in size.
Like the variants or whatever. What are they called?
but
like
they don't have eyelids.
that's even
oh,
creepier.
that's creepy.
They have no eyelids and not really any lips either. And so it's just like teeth and a bare face.
That's awesome.
So getting eaten by that is almost worse than actual Titans.
Right?
And then other than the quest, just been on Warzone here and there.
Nice.
They have a and multiplayer too. They have a TDM snipers, which has been a lot of fun. I'm about to upload a video. Me and the people I play with, we've been quick scoping nasty.
Nice.
I like that. That's the only way to quick scope.
Yeah.
Is nasty.
Nasty. Sick
Nastily.
nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we've been playing. If you guys want to let us know what you've been playing, you can drop it in the chat or in the comments on YouTube or in the Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast. People will talk with you. So we're going to jump on over to the topic of the show. Today's topic of the show is games that changed the game. So these are games that basically changed the industry as a whole. You know, like when they appeared on the scene, things were never the same again, you know, for the video game industry. And it's more of a discussion we're going to have, less of a, these are the top 10. So, like,
Yeah.
I just brought, like, 10 games that I thought were, you know, specific to this topic that were, like, in my lifetime that affected things that I remember it. You know, I was there for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure same.
I have way more than 10. I just thought of every game that seemed like it changed the industry even a little bit, and I wrote it down.
Avengers.
Yeah. Avengers PS4. That changed everything for Avengers PS4. No, but so Brent, let's start this off. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to go with this?
Man, I feel like you could really start anywhere, you know?
Yeah,
I guess we could start with some of the older stuff.
yeah, you got to start old, bring it to the new.
I feel like the most obvious, like, old one that you got to talk about is, like, you know, Pong, Pac-Man, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
That's too far back for me. Like, because I played those things, but I wasn't there for the change on the scene. You know, like
yeah, but that doesn't
but
mean
it doesn't
didn't
mean it
change
didn't
the game,
happen.
You know
No,
what I mean?
I just wanted to talk from a personal experience.
Yeah.
But I get what you're
I
saying.
mean, I've got plenty of personal experience with old Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you talking about Donkey Kong Country or?
No, I'm talking about Donkey Kong throwing the damn barrels and shit.
Oh, okay,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, so I think that definitely changed the industry for sure. We wouldn't have Mario without that. We wouldn't have Jumpman. You know what I'm saying?
We wouldn't have video games.
We
without
wouldn't have
Pong.
video games without Pong.
Yeah.
And
And you gotta, I mean, if we're talking about Mario, we might as well talk about just Mario's influence on, you know, gaming in general.
The Super Nintendo, you know, basically saved the gaming industry. You know, Super Mario, it literally, like, without the or not Super Nintendo, but the Nintendo, the NES, like, without the NES, there wouldn't be video games, you know, like, because it was on a downhill, all thanks to Atari and, like, they're just really shitty, you know, quality assurance testing and stuff like that. They were just letting anything happen. It was kind of like the Google App Store. Like, you could just throw anything on there and it didn't matter, and you'd sell it for $50 and people would buy it, and then they were like, wow, I just got burned and never buy a game again. So, you know, Nintendo came along and they were like, nah, it's got to be quality. We're going to test it. We're going to make sure before a game goes out on our console, you have to purchase a cartridge from us, you know, like things like that. So Nintendo as a whole changed the industry, I think, not just Mario, but
Sure.
But I get what you mean.
But
like,
definitely Mario too. You know what I mean? Like in almost a different way, you know? Because, like, first of all, Mario revolutionized the whole side-scrolling platformer. Like,
oh, yeah.
going backwards in the game. Like, you couldn't do that before Mario. You know what I mean? Fucking, not to mention the Mario 64. You know, another instance of Mario changing the game. You know what I mean?
It's weird because it's like, which one changed it
More?
Would it be
Probably Mario 64. I feel like that was just, like, the next... But then again, you wouldn't have Mario 64
you wouldn't have Mario 64
without
Mario. So Super Mario, like the original, like the way that it was set up, I think changed the way that games were presented. You know, so like the first level, it's like you start walking, they present you with one enemy. You know, it's like, okay, it's basically a tutorial without giving you a tutorial. Like the first world, 1-1. In Super Mario is a tutorial level that teaches you how to play it while you're playing it. You know, it's like crazy to think about. Like, you just like jump on the Goomba. You're like, okay, that makes it. Or like, you know, imagine you've never played it before. You're going to run into that Goomba the first time and you're like, oh shit. Okay. So I can't run into that. next time I'll try and jump over it. And then eventually you learn that you can jump on it. Like, this is before people knew how Mario worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just like made perfectly that you could do trial and error. You know what I'm saying? And like, you start with 3 lives. So like you mess up, it's like restart, and you just keep going through it until you master it.
It definitely had a charm to it that other
Yeah.
platformers that were similar didn't have. You know what I mean? Even games like Sonic didn't feel as like they had as much soul. You know what I mean? I
No,
don't know.
definitely not. Anybody who says like who was like siding with Sega about like the Sonic being better than Mario, you're fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, there's an argument there. Sonic had a good, had good graphics.
No, I'm
At
just
the
saying,
time, Sonic was beautiful looking. You know what I mean?
that's fine. That's fine and all, but why would you? That's like the whole thing about like it doesn't make sense to me. Like Sonic is awesome. Sonic's cool. But it's not Mario.
No.
Like never.
No, I agree.
Yeah, like the platforming in Mario is just unbeatable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we can agree that Mario and Mario 64 were game-changing.
Mario 64 changed the world for 3D gaming. It was like the first time that like on console at least.
Yeah.
Like it was like, how are we going to make the camera work on a console with like a controller?
It's like a proof of concept almost, like we can do this and it can be good. You know what I mean? Like
very good.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best games of all time.
Yeah, definitely still holds up,
Oh yeah.
But if we go back to shooters, that's we go all the way back to like Wolfenstein 3D. I guess would probably be the one, or Doom. You could argue for either, but Wolfenstein 3D came before Doom, and Doom was even built on the Wolfenstein 3D engine. You know what I mean?
But I think Doom, I think it changed the industry as a whole even more so than Wolfenstein because
Doom was more accepted and played probably.
Yeah, and it was also the first game to ever use DLC or have game expansions and it's just things that we do now normally, and it's like a normal thing. Like they were the first ones to do it. They put out expansions to the game. They allowed people to mod it, things like that. It's just like Doom was so far ahead of its time. They did LAN connections and online multiplayer and all this stuff that you just wouldn't even think about back then.
Yeah, I feel like you don't have another big step up in first-person shooters until Half-Life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which would be the next, I feel like, in my opinion, the next game-changing first-person shooter. You know what I mean?
For sure. Whenever it comes to PC. Now, if we jump back to
True,
console,
but Half-Life definitely influenced. I mean, you got the Source engine from Half-Life, and then because of that, we get Left 4 Dead, we get,
Oh no, I'm not saying cut that off. I'm talking about before we even get to that point.
Yeah.
On console, we still have GoldenEye.
I was about to
GoldenEye,
say, we better pay
GoldenEye's-
respects.
Yeah, you got to.
I mean,
GoldenEye was the first console first-person shooter that worked.
Didn't Half-Life come out before GoldenEye though? Technically,
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Even if it did, this was a whole different ball game because you're talking about console.
It's on console. Yeah. But at the same time, it's still, just. At this point, we're talking about the first ever, regardless of platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm just talking about the way it changed the industry.
So 98 for Half-Life, but then...
Yeah, when did
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye. That's
95.
the movie. No, that's the movie.
Oh, wait.
Dude, the GoldenEye
It probably came out around the time of the movie, you'd think, right?
Oh, we're about to see. Let's see. 97, yeah.
97,
so came out a year before.
GoldenEye came out a little before, and GoldenEye honestly was almost just as good looking as Half-Life. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that. I went back and played it recently, and it's really hard.
Yeah, but the old Half-Life is pretty hard to watch too if you go back and the OG, because there's so many revamped Half-Lives that came out. But if you go all the way back to the real first Half-Life, it's kind of...
I have the actual disc, the original one. That's where I downloaded and played it.
You got the disc?
Yeah, so that one I played, and trust me, it looks better than GoldenEye.
Well, yeah, but I mean, also, like you said, this is on console.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This is
well, with GoldenEye, I think it was the first time that you could play a first-person shooter or a shooter in general on a console and it feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because of the little auto aim it does.
Yeah.
That made a huge difference.
Shout out to Rare.
Yeah.
Rare did this. This was
that looked good for what it was.
Yes,
you know?
definitely.
It was definitely comparable, at least, to Half-Life. You know what I mean?
It also didn't have the physics engine of Half-Life, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Half-Life brought, like, this realism with it. You know what I'm saying? Where it was like, you shoot things and they move.
And that was one of the big draws of Half-Life.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, definitely.
You know,
like moving a box to, like, lift you up on a platform or something like that. Yeah.
Which you could only really pull off on PC at this time.
Yeah.
You know?
But still, this is a damn good effort, you know? Like, I mean, we all had so much fun with this. And the local
God, so
co-op
many
and
hours.
stuff, you know?
Oh, definitely.
This changed
Rockets
the game
only.
on multiplayer shooters for sure. Like this was the pinnacle when it came out as far as like multiplayer.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
Look at that odd job right there.
the double
4K
golden
ray
guns,
tracing.
dude. Oh.
It's just like two like weird like pickles in his hand. Like what are those? Oh, but
No, those are golden guns pointing at him.
no, I know, but I say they look like pickles. Also after GoldenEye and after Half-Life, the thing that stepped up the multiplayer shooter on console was Halo Combat Evolved.
For sure.
Halo Combat Evolved changed the fucking game.
It changed the way I feel like, you know, like a co-op story could be told in a game. You know, it was one of the first like expansive games that you could play with a buddy and experience a story together. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And it's still to this date like one of the few, you know? I don't know. There's not a lot of games like that out there, but
No, and I think it also brought it to like your couch. Like that's the other thing. It's like, you know, multiplayer was a big deal on PC, especially for shooters, you know, but like whenever it came to a console, you had GoldenEye, you know, and like you had like Medal of Honor, which was also made by the same like EA, you know, that which EA took over the 007 games with like Nightfire and all that stuff, you know, so like it was just more of the same, you know, nothing really changed until Halo. I feel like Halo was that first big step console wise.
Totally.
Obviously you had Call of Duty, which was doing stuff, but I think even Call of Duty back then was only on PC.
Well, you got to talk about Call of Duty too. I mean, that's a whole
Call of Duty too. Yeah.
After we talk about Halo for sure, because
absolutely,
like Halo was definitely important for you know, like you were saying, multiplayer and shit. But I guess if we're going to talk about Call of Duty, you got to talk about the influence Call of Duty had on just shooters in general and like aiming with the left trigger. Like I know that sounds and sprint, like
sprint
just
button,
the whole control
button
scheme,
configuration,
like of almost every modern shooter is because of Call of Duty. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The early Call of Duty games
Specifically
too. Not
starting
even
with
like
Modern Warfare was the first one to have that.
Yeah.
even
button
Call of
scheme.
Duty 2 had the aim down the sights
Yep.
with the trigger, like the
yeah.
early like World War II ones. Like you know what I
Call
mean?
of Duty 2 was the turning point.
It
I think.
changed everything. I mean, like back before that, left trigger threw a grenade or fucking did like some like punched or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was always some dumb
Can't
thing.
remember. Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like so long ago, and it didn't only change the controller scheme for shooters. It's that way for everything, even third-person games now.
Yeah,
Like,
even on
you
PC,
sprint.
like you know, like before this, like now when you're playing a PC shooter, you know, you do your like left or your right click and it zooms in down the scope and then you shoot. You know what I mean? Before this, it was like right click was throw a grenade or punch or whatever the fuck. You know what
Secondary,
I mean? Yeah.
whatever that is, you know, and it also like you know, it was just amazing. Like the graphics were beautiful in Call of Duty 2 for the time.
Oh, man,
you know?
yeah.
Like it was so next level. That was a launch title for the 360.
That was one of the first games I played in HD,
Oh,
which I imagine
yeah,
is
dude.
how a lot of people are feeling playing their Black Ops in 4K right now. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Man.
Yep. Oh man. So another big one, and I remember this one, like from Game Informer magazine. I remember seeing it in the 5th grade. This kid named Dylan brought his Game Informer and showed me like some, you know, screenshots of it, and I was like, holy shit. Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It changed
But I mean,
the game.
Yeah, definitely changed the game, but also Morrowind changed the game because like Morrowind paved the foundation for Oblivion.
Elder Scrolls in general.
Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
in general, but I think Oblivion is what brought it to the masses and caused the biggest, you know, like alter, you know, because like the alteration to the entire industry as a whole, because Oblivion is like the one that everybody played. Not everybody played Morrowind. You know what I'm saying? Like it was big and it changed a lot of shit, but Oblivion was like their biggest shit. You know that, and then obviously Skyrim came out, but Skyrim was just basically Oblivion, but a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just talking about how it impacted the industry, not how good it was.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like Morrowind didn't really have that impact. Like,
I don't know, man. I don't think we would have ever got Oblivion if Morrowind hadn't come out.
well, no,
You know what I'm
shit,
saying?
because it's made by the same people, but I'm saying, like, it wasn't on console on a way that Oblivion was. You know what I'm saying? Like, it came to
was,
console,
though.
but it was shitty on console.
Yeah.
Morrowind, like, it barely worked on Xbox, and it only came to Xbox. You know, the original Xbox, and it didn't work right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about the impact of it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, does that sound wrong?
No,
Like,
I'm with Jamal on this one.
I mean, that's real. I'm just saying, you know, I feel like before Morrowind, there wasn't a game like that. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a big open world Bethesda game. It was except for Daggerfall, but I mean, come on, like, you know, we're not going that far back.
no, but yeah, I'm just
he's just
talking
talking about
about
what made the biggest impact.
No,
biggest
I get
splash.
it, like, in the industry.
Yes.
You know, as far as, like, monetarily, you know what I mean?
No, not just monetarily. It introduced people to a Bethesda game. Not many people played Morrowind. Like, it was a very niche game when it came out. Like, it was big on PC.
It was niche to the buyers, but I'm talking about the people making games and, like, the people inspired to make future games are the people that I'm talking about.
Well, you didn't see big Morrowind you didn't see big Elder Scrolls type games till after Oblivion came out. Like,
No, you did.
What other
because
games
of Morrowind.
did you see?
You
What
know
other
I mean?
games did you see besides
Daggerfall is the biggest Elder Scrolls game that exists.
No, I'm talking about besides their games. Like, what
Yeah, that's what
industry
I
was
mean.
affected?
That's what I mean. Like, Morrowind did it first. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. What games were impacted by Morrowind before Oblivion came out? What other games came out after Morrowind that were like Morrowind?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about. They didn't
Like
even
every
impact
RPG
development.
ever.
No,
You know?
but there wasn't before Oblivion. Oblivion was that big game that came out, and then suddenly everybody was making big open world RPGs. You know what I'm saying? Like, before that, it was more like KOTOR type games, like where it was like
but Morrowind
linear.
was like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that that Oblivion didn't do better. It did. You know what I'm saying?
You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm not saying it did better. I'm saying it impacted
greater
the
influence.
industry. It impacted the way that people made games. Like, every game, every RPG, Western RPG, after Oblivion was like Oblivion. You know, like, you even had Witcher come out. You had things like that after Oblivion, not before, not
But
whenever
also
Morrowind.
after Morrowind. Like, you
But
can
they're
make
not
the same
basing
argument.
it off
Like,
of, no, but there was a space in between those two games, and no games like Morrowind came out in between that and Oblivion. It only
because
happened
nobody could
after
do it. What other games have come out since then, since Oblivion? Like
The Witcher,
The
like
Witcher. Yeah, but
Red
you
Dead
can also
Redemption?
say
Dragon
that
Age.
Dragon Age, like, all those things came out after Oblivion.
okay, Fable came out before Oblivion, right?
No, okay. Fable came out, like, I think it was the same. When did Fable come out?
I'm looking it up. It was.
I'm just saying, man. You know?
2017. No, I'm just kidding. But Fable
wow.
original, but OG or something.
How many are there?
Oh, there's like 3, I think, and then a remake. So it came out
4.
2004. When did Oblivion come out? I think it was 2005, actually.
I'm just saying, there are other RPGs out there, you know? It's not like this. It's just,
2006, so 2 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there are other big RPGs before Oblivion and after Morrowind. You know what I'm saying?
I think we've reached an impasse.
Yeah.
Like, what about KOTOR?
Agree
What
to
about
disagree.
fucking
KOTOR wasn't
Jade
big open
Empire?
world. Neither of those were open world.
Yeah, but it was a big RPG. The thing is, I don't know.
I'm talking about the impact of the open world and the freedom that came with Oblivion. It impacted a whole industry because it was so grand. Elder Scrolls was great and it was amazing, but not many people had access to it and not many people knew about it. Like, when I first played Oblivion, I had no idea it had anything to do with Morrowind. Like, most of my friends were like, dude,
That's
did you
because
know
most of our friends were little fucking children. Like,
That's what I'm
most
saying.
adults that played video games at that point knew all about this. You know what I'm saying?
You do have to realize that our generation was one of the first generations to play consoles as they came out. Most of the people before us were PC gamers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like, it didn't impact the consoles. It didn't impact, like...
Just because it came out on PC doesn't mean it's not, like, a revolutionary game.
Nobody said it's not revolutionary. I'm saying the impact. The impact was not as big as Oblivion.
I'm saying there wouldn't be no Oblivion without Morrowind.
All right.
So the impact is definitely.
Guys, I don't like it when y'all fight.
Look, you're gonna have to watch Devin next week. I just can't. I can't be a part of this anymore. No, I'm just kidding. You're staying with your father. No, I agree to disagree. I think Morrowind was a very impactful game.
I'm just saying.
I just think Oblivion was the most impactful out of Skyrim. Even though Skyrim sold the most out of all the Elder Scrolls games, Oblivion was the one that impacted the industry the most.
See, that's almost an argument you could make against yourself there, because like if Skyrim did better than Oblivion, then your argument that Oblivion did so much better and that it's like,
I didn't say it did better. That's not what I said.
You did say
that.
No,
I didn't. I said it impacted more. I did not say it did better. Never once did I say it did better.
Okay, I'm just saying it wouldn't exist without Morrowind. You know what I mean?
But that's like saying like the newest like Fallout wouldn't exist with the OG Fallout, and it's like, yeah, but Fallout 3 impacted more than the OG Fallout.
The difference between that is Fallout 3 and Fallout 2 are completely different styles of game. Morrowind and Oblivion are very, very similar games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
but
I'm saying?
They had less impact. Morrowind just didn't make the dent that Oblivion did. It didn't make that dent. It didn't reach as many people.
Okay, we'll have to agree to disagree.
All right. I like that. Okay, so
and moving on.
Obviously, the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, very impactful for its time.
I don't know, man. Majora's Mask. No, I'm just kidding.
I'd be like,
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, no. So I get that. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I know there's a lot of people that would say that maybe A Link to the Past would be the most impactful, but I think this one changed the game a lot, especially for consoles. It's
kind of like the Mario situation.
Yep.
You can look at them both and see the merit for both arguments in different ways almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the action RPG like prototype. You know what I'm saying? It's like the OG really good fantasy story, but like it gives you, it's like just jumping through time, and it's 3D, and there's like secrets everywhere. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like almost like what games would be like it today that like even Fable technically took from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Yeah. I think
pretty much any 3D adventure game ever.
Yeah. Any of them,
like even the games we were just talking about, I'm sure like were influenced. Elder Scrolls, I think probably took a little bit of influence from it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I imagine like being a developer at that time and like seeing a game like The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time come out, and like you're working on a game, probably inspired the shit out of you. You're like, oh, I want to make something as magical as this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can really see it in Fable, like you were saying. I feel like there's definitely a huge inspiration there, especially with like the art style and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the type of weapons and whatnot, just like all of it. But a
game that impacted the industry a fuckload, and I don't even want to admit it, but it's probably one of the most impactful games of like all time.
What's that?
PlayerUnknown Battleground.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about that earlier because I was like Fortnite, and I was like, no, because PUBG is what created Fortnite.
It started the craze, yeah.
Obviously it was a mod, right? It started off as like
it was like an Arma 3 mod or something.
Yep. But it took off from there, and became like this big phenomenon. Obviously Fortnite completely obliterated it whenever it came out, but it was the prototype for what Fortnite was.
Yeah, Fortnite would have never did their battle royale thing, if PUBG hadn't have been so successful.
But
somebody eventually would have, but
to give credit to Fortnite though, the battle pass.
Oh, the
battle pass changed the game.
And in-game concerts. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, where would Roblox be today?
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, speaking of games that, created a new genre, League of Legends is something that,
that's
like,
a good one.
MOBAs, which actually Dota 2 might be that,
I think it's League of Legends.
It's got to be League of Legends.
I'm pretty sure it's League of Legends, but I could be wrong.
I don't know enough about the genre to know. I know it was one one of the first ones.
Dota.
But
Is it Dota?
yeah, Dota was the first one, but I didn't I don't know if it had the impact that League of Legends has, because League of Legends created the entire like esports craze that's been growing. Like esports was always there, but League of Legends turned it into like MLB, NFL.
Yeah.
Like you got Drake buying esports teams because of League of Legends.
So that wasn't right. League came out before. Oh, never mind. That's Dota 2. My apologies.
Yeah. The original was Dota for sure, and I think it was like the original Dota was kind of like a play on the Warcraft like tower defense thing, and so like they just made that. But dude, like League of Legends is insane. They're like selling out entire stadiums, like for people to come and watch the esports tournaments and stuff like that, the world championships, and then just like all these celebrities buying into it. There's pro NBA players that have bought esports teams, because
Post
of League of
Malone
Legends.
got an esports team, I'm pretty sure.
That's the new thing. if you got money, you got to get an esports team. Otherwise, you ain't got shit.
All right, guys, we got to start practicing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want Post Malone to buy me.
Yeah, dude. You know what game changed the game?
What's that?
Pokemon.
Oh, dude, of course. Which is weird because it didn't just change games. It changed
Like
TV.
media. Yeah.
It changed
Trading cards.
It changed everything. Like Pokemon
It was a craze.
came in and like literally fucked the competition. Like like anything that even tried, like Pokemon was on top, and it still is today. Like
Yeah.
Pokemon is still one of the top things of like all time.
It's crazy the longevity of Pokemon.
It really is, especially since they do the same game every time. It really hasn't changed. Like it's the same thing, and it's just it's a baby's first RPG, but with like this amazing collectible like thing thrown over it, because they know people have to
Love
collect shit.
Yeah.
It's literally
It's in our genes, you know?
Might even say, gotta catch them all.
Yeah. That's exactly. It's like, it's kind of like the whole thing where it's almost like gambling. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
It knows that we love rare shit also.
Yeah.
So, like, the legendary Pokemon are, like, just fucking,
it's like, I need it.
or shinies, Little things like that, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Pokemon is definitely one that impacted the gaming industry.
You want to talk? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you want to talk about RPGs that changed the game? Is fucking Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII for sure.
You have to mention it almost. You
It,
know,
it had like the full motion video. Like the voice.
I remember watching those videos and being like, dude, this is next level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
400 discs. Like
Dude, yeah.
it changed everything for sure. Like even for people who didn't have PlayStation, I didn't have a PS1 until like way later, but I remember like just seeing it at Brent's house and watching him play it. Like that's a game you don't play with someone. That's a game that you play by yourself. But we would just sit there and play through like the first hour or two. Like
yeah, I got through Midgar like 5 times.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely changed the industry because after that, people started to actually pay attention to visuals and like try and get into 3D and stuff like that. And I feel like on consoles specifically a lot more.
Also changed the game with those, like, how PS1 always had that, like, static background, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for a long time after Final Fantasy VII, everybody was, like, up in their static background game, you know what I mean? Like,
just like, literally, like, it looks like a painting in the background, and then in the forefront, it's the 3D textures and stuff. Yeah, and then Minecraft. Minecraft is one that definitely changed the industry.
Yeah, you got to talk about Minecraft.
Yeah, it started out as a, it like came out in its alpha stage, and then it was like in its alpha stage in beta for like literally like 10 years before it was a legit game, and now it's like one of the biggest selling things ever. The Notch, the guy who created it or whatever, sold it for what, $2 billion?
God.
Yeah, to Microsoft.
That's crazy.
And Microsoft still allows it to be on every platform, but like it's just one of the biggest crazes ever. There's still entire YouTube channels just based around this thing, like hundreds of them. Hundreds of YouTube channels that are successful just based on their Minecraft like adventures.
I know
and
it's
all
not
kinds of random stuff too. No?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not the same, but like an old school like management kind of thing. You got to talk about The Sims. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I feel like The Sims kind of changed the game just a little bit. You know what I mean?
In a way that like it seems a bit more subtle now that like it's not as popular, but when it was in its heyday,
it was a craze.
It was a craze, and I think it changed things for like you have a lot of these like open world simulation games where it's like survival games. I feel like The Sims kind of played the prototype to that. It was like somebody was like, man, The Sims is so fun, but I wish it was more violent and open world. Like I feel like it played a part in games like Rust and things like that.
I feel like it also laid a foundation for like Animal Crossing and stuff like that, you know?
Definitely. And though Animal Crossing came out on the N64, which I don't know how.
It was going to, right? And then they couldn't fit it on the N64?
In Japan, it came out on the N64.
Oh, because on the disc thing. Yeah.
So it just didn't come to America on the N64. It came to GameCube.
Sims has been out for a minute, though.
Yeah.
And if we want to go farther back, they got SimCity. Yeah.
Though I don't know the
which is different.
Yeah, it's completely different.
But then that's a whole nother thing in and of itself, like the whole tycoon management games, you know, that was a big thing for a long time. Yeah, Zoo Tycoon, Airport Tycoon.
Tycoons were awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I spent so many hours as a child playing Zoo Tycoon.
Dude, yeah, that was a good game, and it's still popular today, those games, you know.
They are, though, less so. Like, I don't know where the Tycoon's place is in the modern gaming
Probably
world.
like a place like Game Pass, where you can be picked up by the casual gamer who thinks, "Oh, that sounds fun, but I don't want to spend $60 on that kind of shit." You know what I mean?
It's on Game Pass.
Exactly.
I downloaded it. I think
that's why I think that's the perfect place for it.
Well, I think what happened, like playing it back then and then trying the one on Game Pass. One big thing was that the modern version is extremely complex, and there's a lot you can do in it. Whereas the old version was a top-down view,
simple,
and a lot more easy to manage. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Same with the modern Roller Coaster Tycoon. You know what I mean? I like a lot of these games like Civilization and stuff that are a little more like, you know, same kind of game, but like, you know,
just polished.
Condensed and polished. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think the Tycoon games definitely, paved the way for the Civilization games.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That would be their impact on the industry, in my opinion. Unless Civ came out before,
I was
but
just
I
about
don't.
to say, when did it? Yeah. When
yeah.
did it
Check
launch?
check the Civ dates
I know Civ
versus
been around for a long
the Tycoon.
Yeah, Civilization's been around for a minute.
Sid
Meier's Pirates has been around for a long time too, which I think is kind of
also impacted. Yeah. So Civ, the first Civ game came out in, what does that say? What?
What?
Put
Civilization 1?
Put Civilization
1991 it says.
Yeah. Oh, so it might have actually impacted The Sims.
Yeah.
So we're gonna switch that to Civilization.
Right.
Another big one is Call of Duty World at War. And Modern Warfare. Those two specifically, I think, are the ones that I know we talked about Call of Duty 2, but I think if we had to pick the two that actually changed everything, it would be those two. It created the modern landscape for gaming.
World at War doesn't get enough credit for that. You know what I mean? Zombies and like a lot of modern features debuted in World at War.
Yep.
Like the campaign felt modern, like in terms of like, you know, how the campaigns feel today compared to a lot of the old campaigns, you know what I mean?
It just didn't have the modern weapons, which is whenever Modern Warfare came through. And like up until that point, almost every first-person shooter was a World War II game, you know? And then
there was a hard trend with that.
Yeah. And I think people were getting burnt out, you know? And then Modern Warfare was like, fuck it, we're going now, you know, like it's going to be modern. And then after that, everything was modern. Like every game suddenly was in a sandy, like, you know, like desert. And
Middle East.
Yeah, it's like out of nowhere. Even Medal of Honor had to switch over and try it, and they just got fucked. But
that was rough.
Rough times. But
Poor Medal of Honor, dude. I hope that comeback in VR is sick. You know?
It looks very promising, and it's done by Respawn. So.
Dude, Respawn.
For sure.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, going way back again. John Madden Football, 1988. This sounds stupid, but before this, every sports game was just like a basic management sim, more or less. After this, I feel like you started seeing players on the top-down view, just like this game, playing the game. I don't know. It really changed the layout of like sports games as we know it. You know what I mean?
It really did, though.
It was pretty cool. Definitely a good game. The last one that I brought to the table is BioShock.
Oh yeah.
Just for a very specific reason, and it's the audio logs, like where you pick them up and you continue walking while like you don't have to stop and read it or stop and like wait for them to talk the whole thing. Like you get to continue
or pick it up at all if you
you don't have to.
You know?
Yeah, you can choose to pick up the lore. You know?
Optional exposition dumps.
Which is like now that's the only thing there is.
Yeah, all over the place in every game.
Yeah, like it's just normal for that now, you know. So I think that impacted. But anyways, what other ones did you bring?
Okay, I got a bunch, or I don't know about a bunch, but we got to talk about. Did we talk about Grand Theft Auto
I
already?
was just
GTA
about to
3
say
is the
we-
Grand
most
Theft
important.
Auto, it is so important. Grand Theft Auto 3 changed the landscape of gaming, and today we still see its impact. I mean, the open world sandbox game is still one of the most popular gaming formats. You know what I mean?
There's an innumerable amount of knockoffs that came out after 3. You had Driver, you know.
We got Watch Dogs Legion that
Watch
just came out.
Dogs,
It's like the
Saints,
launch shit, you know? Saints Row.
Saints
Yeah,
Row.
Yeah, Saints Row. Fucking
And not just
True Crime, the streets
True
of it.
Crime.
not just open world either, but the mature content too.
Yeah,
it was
yep,
very controversial in mature content, and a lot of developers followed suit. I feel like
Yeah,
not that it
Yeah.
wasn't around, but it became a more Grand Theft
Acceptable.
Auto was like more
It was like the
mainstream,
South Park.
mature
I feel like
content.
it kicked the door open
Yes,
for like
yeah.
adult games, you know?
yeah, and it was so taboo. It felt like South Park when you're a little kid. Like if you
Yeah.
had it, it was like that same thing where it's like, yeah, I played Grand Theft Auto.
And from then on, gamers were violent.
Yep, that's when it all began. No, but yeah, you know, just it impacted everything. I think Grand Theft Auto, if any game on any list, Grand Theft Auto 3 is probably the most impactful game of all time. Like,
I think so too.
Yeah.
I honestly think so.
yeah, I really think that. But
Let's see. Got to talk about. I don't play this, but World of Warcraft. You know, I'm just gonna throw it out
Oh,
there
of course,
because
yeah.
everybody, you know, it revolutionized MMOs, whatever. Guitar Hero. You
Yep,
know,
very impactful.
change the game with at home rhythm games. You know,
I think it
because
still
before that-
exists now. You know, with Beat Saber and things like that.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Its influence is still, especially in the VR community, still
Yeah.
felt. But before Guitar Hero, you kind of had to go to the arcade to play like DDR or something if you wanted that experience. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Resident Evil 4 specifically. I feel like the first 3 were awesome games, but 4's like viewpoint and like over the shoulder, behind the back, kind of like the way it was played just completely changed horror games. Like from that point on, you had like The Evil Within, Dead Space, like every other game kind of just copying it from that third person perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
It was one of the first shooters to really play like that, you know?
Yeah, Resident Evil was the only franchise that didn't think to copy their own game.
Right.
Which was Resident Evil 5 becoming a Call of Duty ripoff in third person.
Right. But yeah.
Another one of those games that was impacted by Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where it just suddenly you were in a desert, like, you know, like just fighting like terrorist type zombies. Like it made no sense. But anyways,
You know what I feel like was really impactful, but like, you know, so modern that it's almost hard to put it on the list. But PT. I feel like PT inspired a lot of
It
the
did.
modern horror games that are coming out. To this day.
RE7.
Visage, RE7, Resident Evil 8 coming out, you know.
Amnesia definitely came out before PT. I think
True.
PT was
might be inspired by Amnesia a little
Yeah,
bit, actually.
and
but
Outlast.
Yeah, Outlast, yeah, for sure.
it's just it perfected that. You know,
I think so too. PT is like, you know, an hour long, if that, not even, if you're like really walking slow.
Yeah.
30 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know. It's not very long, but it's like the scariest thing that exists as far as a video game,
Yep.
in my opinion, you know?
for sure. Then obviously we almost forgot Metal Gear Solid.
Got to talk about Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, that affected all the stealth games. You wouldn't have Splinter Cell. Any of the stealth style games you wouldn't have without Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Like
Splinter Cell did step it up a little bit, though. That was one game that changed a lot of aspects of stealth games as we know them today, too. Like the thermal vision and the hiding in the shadows and shit. And,
shooting out lights.
Shooting out lights, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Man, you know what game changed the racing game?
I was just about to say, we need to say a racing title.
Need for Speed. The OG Need for Speed.
Well, I don't know what was before that. Like
Gran Turismo?
Gran Turismo came after Need for Speed.
Really?
Gran Turismo changed the realistic
yeah,
racing game.
the simulation racing games. But so like Need for Speed was it was the better of all the racing games because I mean you had like the cruising, whatever games and
See,
all
that's
that
another
stuff.
one of those situations where you almost had to go to the arcade to play the racers you want, like the DDR thing. You know what I mean?
But I definitely remember Need for Speed, like Hot Pursuit and like those older games being really good.
I mean, the original Need for Speed was really pretty good for what it was. You know what I mean?
I just don't know which one you would look to be like, this is the one that changed it. Because they change almost every game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Need for Speed Underground was completely different from the other Need for Speeds,
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to know which one really fully impacted the industry. But I get what you're saying.
I'm just going original Need for Speed because they didn't change the formula that much, despite it looking all...
Just graphics.
Yeah, just graphics.
But, I mean, it's still just the car going down the road. And the 3D was pretty impressive for, like, the 90s or whenever it came out. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that looked just like a real car back then, But no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely agree. Need for Speed is one of those. I just wish I would have paid attention to racing games more when I was a kid, so I could know. Because I don't really know what was the big racing game before Need for Speed. Was there something before Need for Speed?
I mean, there was like Mario Kart and stuff on Super Nintendo. You know what I mean?
That was after.
That was after, I guess so.
So it's like,
when did Need for Speed come out?
Yeah,
Can
look up original
up,
Need for Speed release date. Yeah, because that's gonna be like really what would answer that question. Hit the all. It didn't. Yeah, I thought you hit images. 2003.
No, that's Need for Speed.
No, that's Need for Speed Underground. I was like, that makes it looked like that back in 1993 or in 2003. So Need for Speed original. It says August 31st.
Oh, my bad.
2000. No,
they're trying really hard.
No, that says Need for Speed. Yeah, that's the original.
The Need for Speed
1994.
Oh, okay, 1994. Wow, yeah, way before Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So.
And it was looking good for what it was.
Yeah, definitely. It was a PC game for sure. At that time, you could only get graphics like that on a PC. But
anyways, that's all I got. But I'm sure there's other influential games. If you guys have any influential games, drop them in the comments.
Yeah, we'll mention them in the next episode. Like at the beginning, we'll be like, "Hey, here's some ones we forgot." Well, did we forget any that you can think of, Devin?
No, I mean we hit on a lot of them. I thought y'all were about to leave out Grand Theft Auto, and I was concerned.
No, I was gonna do that one first, but then I was like, "No, I'll save it for last." Yeah. So,
no, not that I can think of.
Yeah, and see, we get passionate about our games.
Hopefully, one day when VR blows up, I can add Half-Life Alyx to this list. But I don't think we're there yet.
Not yet, not just yet, but one day.
The platform has to grow.
There has to be people playing games on that platform. No, just kidding. But anyways, that's it for the topic of the show, guys. We're gonna jump on over to the People's Champ. Brent, you are the champion picker. And then we also have this question here from someone on Instagram.
Hang on one second. I'll get right over to that one.
Yeah, no problem.
Hang on, I just have to find the other ones.
That yawn?
Okay, here we go. Let me see the other one.
This is the yawn of destiny.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Sounded like you abused your dog, honestly.
All right. I'm going to give it to Jason.
All right.
Although I'm not sure what my answer is. He says, if you could punch any video game character in the mouth, who would it be and why?
Okay, that's I think
this one some thought.
I would punch Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog right in the mouth,
Damn.
just because he's a little bitch. You know,
I'd swing on Cranky Kong's bitch ass, dude.
dude, Cranky Kong is a snarky old bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like
he could catch these hands, dude. You know?
he'd get dropped pretty quickly.
Yeah, no
you know what I'm
doubt, no
saying?
doubt.
That's why he does have that cane though. You know, like
True.
he can pogo with it. If
True,
you,
true,
you know,
true.
I don't know,
I don't know.
but I'd punch the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
he could catch. He could catch these.
Catch these hands, bro.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Very important question.
Do you have anybody you would punch, Devin?
The motherfucker that always pops up on Fallout 4.
Oh, Preston Garvey.
Yes.
Bro, Preston Garvey can catch these hands, dude, for sure.
I was trying to think of the most annoying NPC in a video game.
Dude, I'm changing my answer.
Oh, never mind.
I'm
Hold
beating
up.
the fuck out of Preston Garvey,
no,
dude.
no. We gotta change. What's the
Uh,
dude's
that
name
wasn't
from
even a-
KOTOR?
Oh, fuck. I know who you're talking about.
Oh my.
The guy who's like your companion from the beginning.
The one who is just like, I don't know. Oh, his name is like Garth Brooks or
No,
something.
Cartho Nasty.
Cartho Nasty. Yeah.
Fuck Cartho Nasty. But
Yeah.
not as much as fuck
Yeah.
Preston Garvey, dude. Preston Garvey can get these hands.
All right. So.
Okay. So we have Aaron Jones.
Garth Brooks.
It's Cartho Nasty. Garth Massey. That's funny. Okay. We got Aaron Jones here. He says, with Thanksgiving rolling up, what's your favorite in-game foods? Or which ones do you wish you could take to Flavortown?
Man, many foods you
Sweet
could take to
rolls,
Flavortown.
bro. That's what I want.
From what?
From I
The
think
cheese wheel.
I can't remember if they're in Fallout or if they're in
It's Fallout.
It is Fallout.
Well,
I think
no,
they're
no,
in
no,
both games.
both,
yeah, they're in both games.
Sorry, it was an Easter egg in Fallout with the kid.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, it's Elder Scrolls.
It's Elder Scrolls.
I think
too.
I'd like to try a Nuka-Cola. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah. I want a Nuka-Cola Quantum, dude.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. The glowing one.
glowing blue one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I'd try that shit.
Fuck yeah,
something
dude.
out of the Bethesda world.
Yeah, definitely. Or like the
Definitely.
bread in like any of the Elder Scrolls games, like
Oh.
that shit, like the cheese.
I want some Mirelurk meat. I
Oh,
feel like it'd
yeah,
just be like a
dude.
huge crab.
Oh,
you
dude,
know?
just get some rad meat and die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be about it. No,
Aaron Stern doesn't have a question, but he says, dude, Brotherhood of Steel update December 1st. Fallout 76. Sunglasses emoji. Can't wait. So.
did he type out sunglasses emoji?
No, there's actually a
Oh,
little
okay, I thought-
emoji with it. He's wearing sunglasses in the emoji.
He like doesn't know how to use emojis. He just types out what he wants. Yeah, no.
I actually don't know how to use emojis, so that's how I use emojis. I'll like type it out, and then my little
Thing will pop
suggestion
up.
bar will pop up the emoji I want.
Yeah, it's much simpler that way.
Yeah.
I do
Oh
that
my.
too. I'll be like hamburger, and then a hamburger will pop up, and I'll click it. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So
That's all we got.
yeah, that sounds like a hype thing for you for Fallout 76 for sure.
I need to jump back in. You know, it's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Well, we're gonna round out the show. Thanks for all the questions, guys. We're gonna round out the show with Brent's.
Brent's super fucking hardcore fact that's gonna blow your dick off.
Oh no!
Okay.
All right,
All
let
right.
me guess it.
I'm gonna
again.
let you guess.
Okay.
Can you guys guess how much the average cloud weighs?
Average?
The average cumulus cloud.
Oh, okay.
Typical white cloud you see floating around in the sky.
Needed some specificity.
Yeah, just in
because
case
there's
you're talking.
lots of different
I'm not talking
clouds.
about funnel clouds or tornadoes.
I imagine it's pretty heavy because it's a lot of liquid.
It's a big old cloud.
It's a big
Yeah.
old cloud.
This is condensed down into.
And like, oh man, and we're going by pounds here, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Not
pounds.
ounces.
Not
No, I'm
tons.
just kidding. I'm gonna say
Gallons?
20,000 pounds.
Ooh. What about you, Devin? What do you think?
20,001. No. 28.
It is 1.1 million
Oh
pounds.
gosh, we're so off.
Well, there's such a huge range in between, like what would be
Yeah.
a small cloud and a big cloud.
Yeah,
size.
this is the average cloud. So
Yeah.
some clouds are much bigger than this. Some
You know how like
clouds
when you
are-
look up and you're like, that's just an average cloud.
Yeah, apparently the scientists say that there's about 1/2 of a gram of water per cubic meter, and clouds are like, you know, kilometers long and shit.
Damn.
So if you do the math,
It-
there's
yeah,
a
if
shitload of water weight.
If
with
there
the
was like
cloud.
a Magneto, but he could just grab water, like, and he sucked all the water out of a cloud and dropped it on you, you would die
Yeah.
for
Water-
sure.
water-
That's
You'd be,
fucked up to think
You mean
about.
like a
Storm.
waterbender?
Storm
Yeah,
could do that.
waterbender.
Oh, a waterbender? Oh my god.
You'd be crushed by
See,
a
that's one
million
thing
pounds.
they don't ever talk about in Avatar. Why aren't they ever pulling the water out of the clouds?
I thought they did. I could have sworn they did.
Maybe they did.
I've never
I
watched
don't know.
it, so I don't know.
I feel like there were scenes where they couldn't get any water, and it's like you could just be soaking-
Clouding it.
Yeah.
Jamal, you get on Brent about not having watched the Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
You know, well,
I do.
have you not seen Atla?
What is that?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's because it's not Hunter x Hunter. No, just kidding. I'll watch it. I'd watch that, but only if you guys watched Hunter x Hunter.
I'll watch Hunter x Hunter.
That's
eventually.
the thing. Eventually, I will watch.
I watched the first
Avatar.
couple episodes, and one thing that I really noticed was like, you know, the whole cliche of, oh, there's the main characters.
Yeah.
That is the biggest, like.
It starts like that. And then by the second season, shit just gets serious. Like, it gets real. Like, it starts off. It literally started as a, like a kid friendly. It was a Shonen Jump. Like, it was a Shonen series. And then by the second season, it becomes like whatever the adult version is. Like, they switch completely like their direction. So, like, you just have to get through the first season.
I'll have to return to it.
But anyways.
We got way off topic.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's it for this Game Speak podcast.
Yeah, what a good Game Speak podcast.
Yeah, remember, you've been listening to Game Speak podcast. I'm gonna get Australian.
Jason's going to be upset.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Australian.
These accents are rubbish.
Remember, you've been listening to the Game Speak podcast courtesy of GameSpeakPodcast.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast platforms. Maybe actually I sound like Malfoy.
You were doing good.
Or like a street urchin.
Yeah, but you can watch it live before anyone else on twitch.tv/GameSpeak Podcast every Tuesday evening at 7:50 p.m. CST. Be sure to submit any questions you want us to read on the show to the GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/group/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our video content on youtube.com/createforsanity. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Jamal and Brent at BrentAs1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners. Later.
Yeah, wow.
Hold up.